G2 had a chance in that one, still wasn't nearly enough, wasn't the full picture.
Yeah, that was the problem, right? The fact that Nerds showed up, no one else did for a large part of that game. Towards, you know, the comeback, obviously, to come back, you need the rest of your teammates to show up, and they did start delivering. I think Matis had a couple of cool moments there, but for the most part, just too little done early stages for G2 that, and then towards the end just couldn't find the solutions once Big started coming back into it. I was disappointed with G2's Ancient overall. Yeah. I thought it was pretty weak.
Yeah, I think they find success on the T side around Nerds. Like as you mentioned, Nerds popped off, but he's kind of in positions where you need your teammates to do something to give him the openings for him to then play next. So when he's having the great game but no one else is, it's like, good, you're doing things here, but this isn't necessarily like the primary win condition of the round. This is a supplementary play to what we're trying to do.
I was gonna go live earlier.
At some point, we need to start a little bit of a conversation about why G2 has been so insistent on this Ancient, because this was the thing through their major run as well. They had some disappointing losses. We'll leave that for a moment. We'll sing some more praises of Big because this is the highlights from the game, and there were quite a few. I'm excited to get towards that Blame F ace. That was ridiculous. The backstop to save the team, but a lot of highlight reels from a lot of the team as well. And by the end of it, once we got to the overtime, in classic Big fashion, it was a team effort lifting the ship.
I think a round like that was like a good example to me. Like, yeah, Blame F, that's an awesome ace, incredible ace, and a great read of the situation. For me, I look at it from the perspective, I thought that was like a little bit arrogant from G2 of trying to make that flank happen after it had already been spotted out. So for Blame F, it's like, yeah, great read of the situation. You knew they were trying to execute this flank, this smoke pops, take the shots, and that's your first 2 kills of the ace overall. But yeah, I think more than anything, it's just Big down the stretch. I think we're just so able to clamp down on some of the initial plays from the G2 side of things that they were playing in advantage positions in a lot of the closes of this and the overtime and such.
I think those are the kind of scenarios you can't misplay when a game is this close as well, because that one round breaks up the streak, the comeback from G2, and the one round makes the difference that allows them to get into overtime. So it's like, that's a round that you just want to get back every single time if you're G2. And I think a difference was there's finally a quiet map as well from Wrinkle. He didn't necessarily perform in that first half at all. A couple of moments towards the end, but just overall much flatter individually from G2. It was kind of shocking to see how good Nerds was and no one else really there to back him up. And I think we started to see glimpses towards the end though, like Heavy God potentially winning that 1v4, like making that somewhat doable. Just not enough done early stages for G2. I still feel confident in them winning the series. I feel like they're still going to pull out Inferno, but a lot less confident in terms of how convincing it's going to be.
I just thought there were some rough decisions being made on this one. So if that continues in the third map, that's the scariest thing for me for G2. I feel like on this map, some of the focus got lost after they started getting beat up and maybe some poor decision making in moments. If that happens in Inferno, if that creeps back in, that's where I think they would have the issues on this third and deciding map. But I think they should be okay. It's just that's the one obstacle I see at the moment.
It is. And again, I do just want to remind everybody watching at home, that was G2's pick. They wanted to play that. The cash was brought in by Big. If you had flipped the veto, you would think, oh, this is pretty normal, like a tough, close loss. You dominate on your map pick. But it is just this continued insistence on the Ancient where we're looking at it and we're saying, if we didn't have this god performance from Nerds early on, this wouldn't even been a conversation. This would have been a blowout.
It's hard to do sometimes as a team because if they feel those struggles on Ancient, they probably put some significant time into Ancient and got it to a point where they feel really good about it again, and then you want to bring it out, and then some of those issues may be still there. Yeah, either way, I think more than anything, I think this is one. If you're looking at this as the G2 team, I think there is an element of this where you can put on individually such a quiet game that, of course, our Ancient was going to be a struggle here. We only had one player really performing inside of his position, no one else. So yeah, that's always going to create a difficult map for you.
It certainly is. It certainly is. Can't keep that going into the Inferno, but maybe some more praise to sing for Big, right? We can show some stats. We got some stuff to show because it was just a nice one there for the German organization coming through, and for a team that we know that we've been discussing is looking to punch up, is looking to prove their worth here at the Esports World Cup. What did they say? We have everything to gain. They have everything to lose. Well, instead we're going to start with Nerds.
Yeah, might as well look at Nerds. I mean, yeah, losing effort, but fantastic performance coming out from him still. I think it's the opening kill department which is most interesting to me because, you know, he is going up against a very solid player who had a great game there as well in JDC, and they're playing in mid together, like against each other, so both on T and CT side. So you see the situation, 7-1 in openings, that's exactly what you need. And it comes back to your point, Jason, of the fact that how the hell are you not doing more with this? He's got you 7 opening kills. Like, you've got got to turn those into round wins on the T side especially.
Yeah, and I mean, that is an indictment. We've seen G2 just have some tough T sides in the past as well. We can tell it's not like as much as we praise it and it looks good at times, there is that inconsistency still, and that's just the main issue that they're working with is that up and down nature sometimes of the game that they bring in.
Where do we put that when it's been such a sustained issue? Is it a Hunter conversation to have? He's still relatively fresh into the IGLing role, but he's certainly been part of teams for so very long at this point.
I'm not putting it on Hunter, although you can always point to the IGL in terms of calling on your T sides. But remember too, he just had a new op come in.
Sure.
I'm not going to say he's new to the team. You've had a major cycle with him, but it took him longer, I think, to get comfortable in this team than we would have liked. And now you add in the new opper to that, just as he's getting some comfort. So there's still some moving pieces in there. I think overall the signs, I think still for G2, I'm still positive on this team despite some of those struggles. So I'm not in any kind of concern for what this team has in store for us.
No, me neither. I think it's going to be fine going into the next one. It's just good to see BlameF actually play well. I mean, you were asking for that as well, Jason, and we got to see it. So BlameF definitely a solid player to look at. I think that Ace obviously increases the stats a little more.
Yeah.
But, I'm looking forward to Inferno. I think BlameF actually is a really important player here for Big on Inferno. He can be in a good and a bad way. I mean, I've seen some Inferno games where I'm just like losing my mind watching Big, because like, where is BlameF? Like, where is he? He's not in the action at all. And I think there was a number of games during the Cologne major where I felt that way. But then there's games where he's actually finding a little bit more impact, finding a little bit more presence on the server, and it just looks, it's night and day, the difference between Big. So I'm going to keep an eye on what BlameF's doing here on Inferno.
Isn't that just the BlameF experience?
It truly is. But
Is he
Inferno
either
highlights it quite a lot for me.
Either taking over or acing, or he's just somewhere back in the back line and you have no idea how he got 15 kills.
It's on the CT side, especially when it's like a winnable retake, and it's like, okay, well, Big, how they get? No, BlameF's just in banana, or like they're not anywhere near it. So that's what I'm going to keep an eye on. Is BlameF actually being in positions for the retakes?
Well, we're all just subjects of the BlameF experience in G2. We're going to be hoping they come out on the right side of it in the Inferno when we come back.
Man, I didn't get to watch some of that, so I don't have like any like things to like talk about in this break. So it's like I don't know what to like say. Because usually I like do this I guess, no, because we can't unpause it. Because I just don't want to have the, like this next match, like that match was like as soon as I started streaming, they were
Welcome back to Counter-Strike here at the Esports World Cup, where the action is heating up in this big G2 game. We've gone the distance. We're headed into the Inferno, and Big, after gutting it out through that Ancient, challenging G2 to the limit, now have the chance to pull off another upset. Reminder, folks, if you're just tuning in, this is a Big clan that fought all the way through the last chance qualifier. This is a qualified, earned team. They were not invited.
Yeah, and this game gets you into the playoffs. It gets you to the round of 16, right? So So it will be a massive run if they're able to pull this off. They're on quite the streak. They're in good form, starting the season a little bit earlier than other teams, in particular teams like G2. So I think it's a great opportunity for Big to actually go in and get a result that's really impressive. This would definitely be one that would give them a lot of confidence.
I think it changes. I think it's cool in the sense that I think it would change their goals for this event. Where we heard Tapson kind of say we're here to like kind of prove that we're on the map, that we're in the direction, that we are a team that needs to be feared and respected. I think if you win this one and get into the playoffs, then it becomes how deep can we go? Then it becomes where we kind of accomplished that. We've upset G2, caused some damage, qualified through this. We're going to be on the radars. Now it's about for us gaining as many VRS as possible, getting as much of the cut of the share of the prize pool as we possibly can, go to the quarterfinals, see if we can upset another team, see how far we can push this. So I think it's cool for Big in that they get a look a little bit further ahead if they can win this one.
True, it's true, and some extra days as well to watch the rest of the competition to see how things shake out. Meanwhile, for G2, all those warm fuzzies from Cash have been dispelled. Now it's a little bit of despair. You're wondering, you're looking back at that one and going, man, we weren't even in the first half.
I think yeah, that's the thought process is like the first half wasn't good, but I think you look at the positive side is that they came back into the second, right? They started playing more like the Counter-Strike they wanted to show going into that second half. So I think you focus more on the positives coming out of that and say, okay, guys, you started to figure it out towards the end. Let's just come in with that level and that way we were playing at the end of that map and bring it into the start of Inferno.
Yeah, obviously didn't lead to a win on Cash, but we've seen him in both maps now when G2's gone on like some runs in like late in the day, late in a half. Big's been able to find the change, the adaptation. So there's that as well to be happy about is you got plenty of ideas. You got ways to find solutions. I think Favin's been having a consistently good game. This could get interesting and actually be a little bit more brawly than we might initially expect coming into this.
Could go right down the distance. G2 looking to find their resolve, looking to find that sharpness they had earlier on, looking to see if Wrinkle can get right back into the honeymoon experience as well.
Sounds like you're heading off, Mike. This sounds like you're
heading
off.
Like
your closing statement.
A nice long draw, and now it's all yours, Jason.
Sounds good. Thank you, brother. Well, third and deciding map. Playoffs on the line. Winner moves into the round of 16, and we'll see them in the playoffs of the Esports World Cup. So now we get to see what both these teams can bring to the table on Inferno, a map I think both teams are going to be happy to play. I think both teams are going to be more than pleased to play this map.
Yeah, I think so as well. You know, making it through into Inferno, it's I think it's going to be a real brawl. I mean, we went to overtime on map 2. I wouldn't be surprised if we get another overtime here on Inferno. It's going to be big starting on the CT side. And already they've chosen violence, Jason. That chicken did nothing wrong.
Yeah, no, it didn't last long, did it? Little honey mustard, and then we're going to town.
It's a good flavor. JDC. I mean, what a flavorful pistol he had. And back-to-back pistols over on Ancient. Incredible 4K in the first, and impact on the T-side pistols.
The pistols have been lovely for Big in this series so far. It's those second rounds that have kind of had the issues to them. So we'll see if they can continue winning the pistols and maybe change winning the second rounds now too. Here's the hit, moving into the A bomb site.
Yeah, JDC in pit, but it's Grix that just dives down off the balcony. Gets himself a second kill, couldn't quite capitalize on a third opportunity, and Favin, that is special that he's able to get away with that. So out towards Hunter, now Heavy got him Wrinkle 2v3.
Hunter wants that back. He regrets sliding into the open like that for that fight immediately as soon as he goes down. Just couldn't hold it back. Wrinkle inside the bomb site, the point man.
Yeah, he's gonna give it a go. He needs at least one. Gives Heavy got a chance at this, carving him up from the side of the smoke. Wrinkle doesn't get a kill, so the pressure is all on Heavy. Oh, okay. Here we go. Sees BlameF as well. BlameF's gonna run him down. He switched to burst fire. Heavy got with that click, going for the burst to the head. He just can't get it, can't find it. BlameF's out of bullets. The knife is out, and Heavy got able to take that headshot. A chaotic pistol, but it goes the way of G2.
Yeah, he heard the mag on the dualies kind of running low. He heard the sign that the bullets were almost gone from those, so decides to toy with BlameF and just be an elusive target. Pistol round victory for G2, an important factor of the game that Big has been able to rely on. Shut down here by some great supportive play from Heavy God around the smoke.
Well, we got MP9s coming out here for a couple of plays, 5-7s and a scout. So Big, you know, pistol hasn't gone their way. We were talking about how the second rounds haven't been great for them. They need a great second round themselves here with the weaker weapons. They've got 3 players starting towards B. G2 looked to actually throw a little bit of contact that way.
All right, JDC, first up, flashbang is out, good find, blinded, and now the 5-7 goes to work, double from Tapson, round crumbling, falling apart as G2 tries to recover. They've got another. It's Heavy God and Wrinkle in a 2-on-3.
Things will slow down for a little bit, but Favin is just not wasting any time. Finding more space. He's already through the underpass. So separated here. G2, Wrinkle all the way towards top banana.
What's the idea though right now? Is it Heavy God looking for a push? Is he going to come back and try and join up?
He's bottom, yeah, there we go. The booty cheeks.
Surely you
of
call him
Favin.
back. You know this guy's cut the map. You know that Big is going to be lined up at the B bomb site with this kind of a push.
And he's just
so
waiting.
Pull him back, wait for the timing, and then it's a dead sprint.
Yeah, just buys a few extra seconds and some more space for his teammate to get down middle. They're going to try and race into the A side, but the rotation's coming back.
Heavy God can get the angle and hauls much quicker. Smoke off towards small pit. Bomb's going to follow up as well. So G2 find themselves with some safety entrenched in this site, and advantage swings in their favor.
Yeah, the plant's going to come forward from Wrinkle, puts it down here on default. You've got Grix and Playmath walking their way up. And Heavy God just waits down in the pit. He'll go out into the open. Good headshot. Grix is gone. Playmath left in a 1v2. Rifle is on the crown. We know he can clutch, but this one just doesn't seem all that possible. So he's going to back away, slip away with that better weapon, and that is going to be a G2 2-0 start.
Yeah, and a rifle to use in the next round for Big. What a good recovery. Good job from Heavy God. You had a map. You had maybe even 2 maps where Heavy God got to be a little bit quiet. Cash at that B bomb site, not quite there yet for Heavy God. Ancient, a little bit quiet, didn't struggle to find impact and didn't kind of have the performance we normally do, but now on Inferno, starting out 6-0 with some very important kills here in this round. A critical pistol round clutch as well. 2-0.
As they good work from Heavy God, being diligent, so not losing any composure there, taking the shot early. Well, 2-0 lead, and looks like it's going to be up to 3. G2 getting into the rhythm on the T side is going to be really important for them. It started slow on Ancient. In fact, they're going to be able to start strong on Inferno is exactly what we said they need to come out and do. Just try and shake off the negativity that might have come out of Ancient. Look at this. Little German tower going on. Well, it's more Belarusian than German on top, I suppose.
Yeah? You think you were going to get a correction from me on that one?
No, myself. JDC waiting. And that's going to be Nurse to send some shots down through the coffins.
That's an interesting smoke. Somebody missed their toss, their lineup. It bounces right back in their face. So let's see how much this boost can do. Just the 1 kill, and they found their way in. All right, so 3-0 for G2. Now we got to go into the gun rounds. I'll tell you what, I've been pretty impressed with Grix's ulting. I think on Ancient as well, it picked up. I mentioned there was a round he kind of had a little bit of attitude over towards middle. He kept that attitude for the rest of the map, where he was being real assertive, real influential and aggressive with the AWP at his peaks. Obviously, a map like Inferno, if you get that kind of an AWPer with some confidence moving around the map, very, very dangerous. So I think if you're Big, priority number 1, get Grix involved in this defense with the AWP in the next round right out of the gate.
Just hanging out for some exit kills here. Playmath, who picked up that Khalil in the last round. See if he can get anything with it. And it is the 1 before being traded by Mattis. And then Big to think about the next round here. Finally going to have a buy round to purchase up. Currently the B stream of the Esports World Cup that you're watching. Over on the A stream, we've got Aurora versus M80. Currently Aurora leading the way over there. So yeah. Continue to watch that action.
Deep in the map too. There's the slide in after the initial kill. Round 4 begins. Off in the hands of Grix. No AWP in play for G2 quite yet. Might not even see it on the T side of Inferno. The Grix waiting for some sound cues. Doesn't take any kind of a peek down middle. Pretty standard passive opening from Big. 2 defenders at the B bomb site. No stockpile created. And G2 stays far back on the map to avoid the initial utility. Now Nert slides into Banana, supporting him is Hunter.
A minute and 5 seconds left still in the round here for G2. Utility starts to come in towards this A side, already up through top mid, going in towards Griggs. Hunter's landed a great shot, although they're not checking Favin. And finally, they look at him. Mattis is a little bit too late to do so. Blamaf gonna peek out with that distraction. Yep, it is, but where's the bomb gonna go? They're all gonna peel back from Banana because it hasn't gone the way of G2, and they're all confused. They're completely lost in terms of what they want to do here.
I think they might have almost felt like that fake got figured out and they could go back to the A bomb site and that would almost work itself as a fake as the rotation came in, but second guessing it gave the time for Tapson to work himself around. You got no smoke for this choke point. You're just gonna have to risk it. Nobody home. But they must find Tapson and they have to do it clean.
Tapson moves up. Nert's gonna be spotted making his way into the pool, and Tapson will take that kill away. So you put the pressure on Wrinkle. Now we know he's an AWPer, but can he pull off a clutch with the rifle with 14 seconds left?
I'd say yes, except for the time. If he had more time to try and chase down Tapson and find that kill before planting, yes, he's got it this one.
He just has a plant right now. He's just got enough time to put that down. It'll be close even on the plant, but just gets it in the final tick. So he has got the kill on Towers. He's put the bomb down. Can he win this clutch now?
It's all worked out as if he had the time to hunt him down. So here we go, 1v2. Blamef coming in on the flank, and he's got nowhere else to operate. Wrinkle sits here for the rest of the clutch.
Nowhere to run, but somewhere to hide. Wrinkle steps out into the open for his next fight, and it would have been beautiful, but JDC nails the headshot upon the first challenge, and that'll end up being the first round win for Big on Inferno.
Yeah, but good damage done to the economy of Big, and there's not even an AWP that they can recover. That was taken out of the hands of Grix, so no AWP in play. That's a win of sorts for G2. They'll be pleased about it. So even in a loss, not unhappy with how that all played out. I mean, you have to consider, too, this is a perfect defensive call for Big. 3 players on the wrap side as G2 calls a wrap tactic, attacking right into your crossfire. And still the round was very, very close down the stretch.
Now all the boosters coming up, JDC to be put on top of the half wall, have a little look down into Banana and not see anybody.
More aggressive this round, though, in that defense in Banana. The confidence of winning the first gun round, the extra cash built up behind you. A little bit more stopping power in that round for Big in the early stages. Utility being spent to show bracket control and mid control for the G2 attack. Big's defense put on notice a 4th player is here, so they're not too worried at the moment. But if JDC gets forced back away from this B bomb site, then they'll have to consider options.
There goes Grix towards top mid. You've got heavy guard. Oh, took a while.
Oh my God. How has it worked out like that? Of all the eventualities in this world.
Should have been a free kill. There was a hidden cost. They didn't read the terms and conditions there, Jason.
It's so wild.
Damn.
All right, well, B-bomb site we go. 4 on 2.
30 seconds. Tapson trying to block the smoke. AK ready. JDC looking to be the difference again. It's Tapson out with the first kill on the FAMAS. JDC's turn. 2 players line up. None of them go his way. Tapson, though, will get another frag here for Big. And it's a good thing he is, because if he isn't, then we would have a very strong position for G2. Now it is still even odds in terms of the players, but with this kill opportunity for Heavy Guy, 7 HP, he's gotta be precise, and he just can't get it. So Favin opens up the angle of retake via Banana, and we'll see if they can piece this one together now. Big, they're still waiting on that final piece to arrive, and that is Blamaf towards C2 is a long way off, and I think it's just slowed the retake down, but he's got a headshot at range, so it's Hunter in the clutch, and he's much more comfortable in these situations. Blamaf moving forward, better late than never, I suppose, and he's arrived inside of the site, but can he get the kill? Hunter wraps around, low HP, no time for this defusal. Blamaf gets the kill, but he didn't arrive in time on that rotation, and it'll end up being a round victory for Hunter and G2.
Yeah, survives with 1 HP though, so gets to bring the M4 forward. Good clutch from Hunter and good win from G2, not letting Big build momentum in this game, not letting them string rounds together, and now putting their economy in a very precarious position. Big's gonna have to make a very tough call here if they want to buy up and continue fighting, so they take a timeout. You gotta say, between the Grix peak down middle, that play towards the B bomb site as well on the initial entry, it feels like there should have been a couple of kills in there for Big that they didn't get. And that'll be frustrating for them. With this M4 save forward by BlameF, I feel like they're in a position where they have to buy here. 3,300 on most players. You're getting missing utility. Maybe you have to drop down to a FAMAS or an MP9. It's not going to be the best buy in the world. For G2, that's awesome, because that means you can really inflict some punishment on their money in this round, and then your T side just gets to open up. If you can win this one, G2 is just going to blow open the scoreboard.
There's Favin, look at this, straight down into second middle, looking for anybody really, but Heavy God has tucked himself in behind the stairs, behind the wall rather. He'll start to make his way out into the open now, but Grix is just up there in the bedroom. Heavy God is about to get spotted. I can't believe he hasn't been seen. Grix arrives, he does get the trade kill at least.
One got past him though. Look at Favin, he's made it so deep. He's gonna be wrapping around T-ramp shortly. That is hunting this kill down. Now, if they can make it into the A bomb site, Favin's position is neutralized. It's now worthless.
Yeah, he actually just far away from the retake opportunity.
He actually just walked away from the executor. Now he's got to come back into it.
We've all been there. We've all made that move before. It's a very frustrating feeling when that happens. And under a minute left on the clock. You move into the site now after G2, but yeah, they're taking their time. And this is allowing Favin to get back. Oh, shooting shadows.
Hate to see it. Information is now there. Timing of this push is known.
Yeah, Favin, a couple of blunders in this round. It is going to cost him. Matters turns around, and that'll end up being a round win for G2. You can't really just throw everything else at this. JDC and Tapson going to start backing off. A 5-1 lead for G2. A very strong start coming into the final map here.
It's a really good look for this T side that we were just having a conversation about the struggles it showed over on Ancient. Not able to produce a whole lot, right? Now you're getting a better look, and this is
what
a
did
very
he even
nice
see?
win for the G2 side of things that puts Big's backs against the wall. 2 M4 is going to be brought forward into the next rounds. They can scrape together a dangerous buy around these rifles, so not completely out of the fight just yet, but G2 just continuing to march forward. I like this. Creative play, cool play. Multiple players doing it, a lot of teamwork. Just the responses from G2 were so perfect. The reaction from G2 so effective. 5-1.
Heavy God with just a MAC-10 to work with. Hampson gonna get his teammate JDC boosted up on top of the half wall, and it'll go beyond JDC.
Different timing, changing the pace here. We're gonna get a very fast timing hulls pop.
Yeah, G2 ready to go. Grix is dropping back at the right time. Does spot him coming out. First kill is good, but he couldn't get a second. That falls instead to BlameF and Favin to see if they can combine to try and stop this. But their hands are busy with utility. I don't think they were ready for how close G2 actually ended up being inside of the site there. So that plant is going to be coming through here from Hunter. So it's Hampton and JDC. Again, it's another situation where they're having to consider the save call, but you're going to be 6-1 down, so you want to give it a go. You want to see if there's any sort of opening, and JDC is actually encouraged to go forward because the flames are at his back, so forced into the fight now. Nertz is inside a pit. It's so hard to see how they're going to flush them out.
They heard the tick of the Molotov as well, so they know he's here. Now he's just kind of activated the trap. There's the kill from Wrinkle. Tapson can't make it forward. They're going to lose everything.
This is really, really tough to watch for Big.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're Hunter, you're having a great time. You know, as an IGL, you don't get a whole lot of games where you're just going to have fun, but I think Hunter feels like he's got Big on a string right now, changing the pace, throwing a little trickery into the mix, different ideas.
He's just in that flow state.
Yeah, and I mean, you can sense it as an IGL too when you're calling, and you can see, when you feel the reactions inside the server, you just know they're reacting in every which way you want them to. So Hunter having a lovely time and making G2 look good on this T side of Inferno.
And again, Big, we talked about their steel spine, you know, the fact that they've been able to be up against any scoreline and somehow come back into it and show that they could recover even on Ancient there when it looked like G2 had figured things out. So They got to do it to a massive level at this point. 6-1 down. CT side's pretty dire. Doesn't look like they're going to have enough to get a good buyout in the next round at all. So it'll end up being one rifle, pistols around it, maybe an SMG in there. And that's what they've got here, Big. So not looking great, and we'll say that. And it'll end up being a 7-1 scoreline against the Germans.
Potentially.
Potentially. You have to add that caveat in there, Jason. Because maybe
I've seen it too many times.
JDC does something ridiculous with this MP9. Done well. Get down bottom banana.
I imagine they've heard that. The footsteps, the burning of the Molotov, JDC tucked into the corner for the moment. Regardless, this deep smoke and that presence of the 5-7 behind it are going to tell you, show all the signs of aggression. So if you're G2 and you come back to banana, you're clearing everything regardless. It's exactly what they'll do. They want to make sure any defense is pushed back. Another tick of the Molotov gives away the position. 1-for-1 for JDC. And banana control for G2.
Just hanging out as well here behind the sandbags as Tapsid doesn't have a teammate to actually bait and switch for him because Blame F actually just played from the site, so he's just kind of leaving Tapsin in on his own, which does put the pressure on Blame F's shoulders to be the one to deliver. Let's see if it works out. They haven't checked in, so he's actually managed to get 2 out of it. Fantastic work out of Blame F. Nearly gets a 3rd kill from that position with the 1 rifle. And a 2v2 because of it. Can Big turn this into a round win? Unfortunately, again, it's Hunter who stepped forward in an all-important kill, but Grix, this is doable.
Yeah, it very much is. They have no idea where he is. It's a fast timing, but that smoke protects Heavy God. So Grix gonna step up behind it, 2 to find.
Just think about all the positions that are running through Grix's mind that he has to check, he has to clear. And now he's been spotted, so they can reposition, strategize in terms of knocking him out of this round, and grenade to slow him down, Hunter to move off to play with Heavy God. It's just not gonna happen here for Grix. He's lost that window of opportunity. He'll tap, but there's no kit on his back here. The time ticking a little bit too far, and he has no idea where the other player is. Hunter's moved off, and in fact, that'll be a 4K from Hunter. Fantastic work. You say he's having fun as an in-game leader. He's also fragging as well.
That's unfortunate for Grix coming in on that flank with the nice timing. That smoke is down, so you kind of, I mean, working your way through that choke point to go in through the church is kind of like you're giving up your flank, you know? That smoke just prevented him from having any kind of look into the bomb site, so the timing just gets ruined. Close rounds, and I'll say this, that was one of those, like, that was a very smart bait from Blame F, right?
Yes,
Let those 2 players kind of sell the fact that the defenders have been eliminated, the site's clear, and Blame F able to get a double kill, a chance for a 3rd as well. Not too shabby, but doesn't end in a victory. 7-1.
Oh, Grix. Oh, that flash is unbelievable. That was confirmed death to a G2 player. Like, it doesn't matter, but that flash comes in and that has just saved the day.
Just look at the differences in the way they've taken it. That's why I'm saying, like, Hunter's having such a good time as an IGL, reading everything. You know, you have that round where there's aggression, where they push down, they use all the utility, you sit back and you wait, you march in with 4 and play the trade game. This time it's something similar. There's some aggressive utility, they have an op set up, and you flash, which they didn't expect because you didn't do it last time. So different ideas, and plenty of different plays that G2 are making, and Big can't get a handle on it whatsoever.
And move up and as he get clear from Taps, and North is going to be knocked off his perch. Wrinkle sending a shot back. It's a wallbang headshot on JDC. This is an important fight. Can Heavy God clear out this tough? Oh, yes, he can. He made that look very easy, actually. Wow, that's going to be so frustrating for Favre.
Yeah, you finally get a stop at the B-bomb site on the other side of the map, and then your teammate goes down due to a tough shot from Heavy God. And now you got to work yourself into this situation where you want to go for the clutch, where you're starting to feel like you have to go for these clutches no matter how far out of reach they are, but Tapson's only got 4 health. So he's going to save the op. Blame F isn't going to move forward, and an 8th round now for G2.
And it's just taking towards the inevitable at the moment. There'll be some monumental change up from Big to get themselves back into the series. Otherwise, G2 are just running their way into the playoffs. misses the timing just as Greg steps out to take the shot. The flash comes in and blinds him. And
we didn't
as well.
We didn't even see that one before he went down. Okay, that's really sad if you're JDC.
Yeah, you just feel like you cannot catch a break in it, and then you watch over on Favin. It's like he should have this kill. At least he should get the first bullet off. Every time against Heavy John, he just nails the headshot.
Another different look, another different timing and pacing, and once again, JDC's expecting it to be slower as it has been throughout this half and deleted. Grick's trying to be surprising in and of himself, but Heavy God's already got the angle, and round 10 is over.
That's it. Wrap it up.
They are getting destroyed at the moment, and all you can really do is try and be a hero, is overextend. 9-1, 8-round lead for G2 here on the third and deciding map.
Heavy God. Well, BlameF does control ult. Unfortunately, Big are being deleted, so he's gonna go have to save this rifle all the way down towards spawn side on the other side of things. So we're looking at 9-1. How's your time in Paris been so far, Jason?
2 days?
Yeah.
It's been a good 2 days.
You eaten any good food yet?
Nope.
No?
No, I have not.
You haven't went to a bakery yet?
I haven't done a bakery yet. I'm not a big bakery person, you know?
Oh, okay.
I like the coffee. I don't like the baked goods all that much.
Well, you're in the wrong city then.
Yeah, so I hear.
I had a croissant. That was pretty good, Jason.
Yeah, where they were made? They're a French thing, right?
Yeah, French thing. Yeah, absolutely. Pain au chocolat, all that, all the goodness that makes you feel good in the moment and terrible after.
Terrible an hour later.
That's exactly what Big feel like.
I was gonna say it's actually a great allegory for Big's big series, really.
The big croissant.
Wait, 3 timeouts?
Yeah, this one, I think that's the hard part is, you know, it's the same conversation as Cash. Is
3-3. Wait, do they only get like 3?
You're just getting beat tactically by
Timeouts the entire series.
By the confidence that they built up. Now you can see them being so comfortable going fast, being so comfortable swinging into fights with 20 seconds left, 20 seconds into the rounds. They can slow it down. They can play it on weird timings. They're throwing so many different looks at Big that there's no way for them to know what's coming next.
Because I know that in Valorant you get like 2 per map, but 3 just in a series, so if it goes like 3 maps, you're just done.
They're going to feel really deflated on the CT side, realizing that not enough has been done here. Even if they wouldn't all of the available rounds left here, it's still not going to be enough to feel too good about your chances. Getting more out of other players here in G2 that rather than just Nerds, right? He's actually the quietest on the team at the moment. Hunter obviously calling a great T side, but also performing very well. But it's Heavy God. It's just been a nightmare to deal with.
Well, they slow it right back down now. See if they can get some extra nades used early by the nerves of Big. 3 players towards top of Banana. Bomb's going to join up with them. Heavy God going to play on his own towards the A-bomb site. Starting to walk up middle at the moment. Probably to be a nuisance on any kind of rotation. Showing mid-presence. And that starts to pull BlameF away. Mission accomplished for Heavy God, but good read from BlameF. Sticks around a little bit longer.
Burning for JDC, and nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and now Tapson having to dive down into first orange. His pressure's on him, does well to get 1, but Nurse has got a second of the round. And so it is BlameF side of the smoke, sidelines 1 before being instantly traded by Heavy God, and it is just relentless, merciless T-side showing here from G2. Grix will give it a go, Nerds will be connected on. And a 2v2. We'll give Big a chance of this. Fallon's a little bit off, but he's rotating over.
You have to go for it. So yeah, even when he gets here, though it's going to be a little bit late in the day, they're still going to move in, or at least give Favin the first step in, and if he goes down, maybe then Grix saves. But at this point, you obviously just need rounds if you're big. 2 players to find. Heavy God waiting. Wrinkle covering with the AWP. Bomb is very deep. Good shot as Grix jumps up on Coffins, and Favin doesn't even have the freedom to tap the bomb. It'll go off, and it's double digits for G2.
Terrorists win.
7 rounds straight for this G2 offense. The Big can do nothing to slow them down, nothing to stop them. Even that round, you have 3 players stacked up at the point of attack, and you still can't shut it down. They're coming through a smoke, and you still can't shut it down. G2 just elevated their game coming into this 3rd map, and it's far beyond what Big have to offer.
It's strange to see them get absolutely smashed here. Such a close game over on Ancient, but G2 are showing their level. Finally getting back to it here. Rankin's gonna need a little bit of work, but a strong Cash and an incredible Inferno. Favin fighting towards top middle. Heavy God again, just being an absolute nuisance. Got himself another kill, and rotation is arriving. JDC's at the library.
Oh, no way.
How has Heavy God got away with that one as well? Unstoppable until finally running out of bullets. Favin gets rid of him and will drop all the way back to spawn. But the issue is he's making the wrong read.
And Nertz was already up top mid, so he heard the footsteps running towards CT spawn, so he's got the easy 11th round victory. Bomb being planted. Favin's gonna have to hustle back with 17 HP and give it a good go. But this is just the cherry on top of an extremely dominant half of Counter-Strike out of G2.
It's great to see G2 playing this way, going into the playoffs. They'll be in the round of 16 coming up soon, but this is the kind of statement performance. You drop one map in overtime, sure, but the other 2 have been so dominant. A 13-5 and now 11-1 currently going into the second half here. You know, you can be quite quietly confident in G2, especially going into the round of 16.
Yeah, you can be. And I mean, I think even kind of the loss on Ancient, I don't think anything's gonna shuffle the confidence away from these guys. Going into that round 16, I think, you know, unless there's any craziness in how the playoffs are drawn and how the rest of these group stages play out, I think G2 is gonna be happy and comfortable with whoever they get in that round of 16.
Yeah, it feels like we're not going to have too many issues, at least at that stage of the competition, unless any crazy upsets happen and somehow we barely get a team squeaking through that should be quite comfortable. But right now, it feels very, very good for G2. They're going to likely close this out if they win this pistol round within a couple of minutes, and we'll just move on. We'll say, well done, G2.
We always try and find a new way to phrase that, don't we?
Yeah.
You never really can.
It was the shortest half of Counter-Strike.
Well, pissed around at the B bomb site. They're at least headed in the right direction to stay alive as long as possible. Big, it's only Nertz here. He does have a smoke to drop in dualies. Heavy God's just cleared out halls towards the A bomb site. So Madison Hunter on the slow rotation over. There's the defensive smoke deployed.
Yeah, coming out there, it's Nertz. Jorbaretta to the head of JDC. He'll try and go for another one here, but it's going to be Mattis' job, and he'll have no problem in connecting 3 headshots. Sheer domination from G2 here on Inferno. Not even a spark from Big. Samson at least sent a couple of kills through the smoke, but it is going to be map and series point for
Nertz
G2.
is in so much chaos and blinded and inside smoke. I feel like he just took his hands off the mouse and keyboard, and he's like, all right, well, I either die or I live, but I don't know what's going on anymore. Disorganized pistol round, but it's G2 coming out on top. Triple kill from Mattis. And that should seal the fate of Big. Footstep from Tapson.
He's giving it a go. Oh, now spotted. having a fight. He's stuck in
Fair
personal
play,
with this. He's giving it a real good go. But finally, G2 get rid of Tapson. And it is a series point.
Giving it a good go, and I think G2 also doing a good job of not giving him any of those chances to steal it away, right? Not giving him any of the 1v1s he was looking for whatsoever. So pissed around win, Nerds is just a nuisance, stops them cold in their tracks. Look at all the attention, turns into his direction, makes it nice and easy for Mattis to slide through the smoke. Everyone focused on just one defender.
Tech-9s coming out. That's everything that Big have available. Tech-9s and some utility. And not a hope in hell. There's more like it from G2. Disappointing on the second map. Picking up the pace again. Heavy God waiting inside of the pit, spraying away. Combined with nade damage does a good bit, but receives a nade of his own, and Hunter only managing the one have actually overwhelmed the site here Big, and of course, finding the way to fight in the last round here. A grenade though denies Griggs his life, and now Favin must 1v2 to keep this game going. Otherwise, it is a 13-1 win for G2 and qualification into the playoffs of the Esports World Cup, which is exactly where they're going, straight into the round of 16. G2 with a dominant close of the series, 13-1 over Big.
Yeah, that's a very emphatic statement victory. Congratulations to G2. Playoffs here at the Esports World Cup. What an incredible fashion in which they've done it. Just after that disappointing finish on Ancient, whatever talk they had between maps works beautifully because they come back in at a whole new level, smiles on their faces. They didn't even break a sweat here in this third one. What's up, Mike? You're back.
I'm back. That one was quick. That one was swift. We were talking about it beforehand, the Blame F experience. How'd you enjoy that one, Denko?
I mean, there's just nothing to enjoy really from Big Dad's. Unfortunately, just not at the level of G2 on this map today. There was no real positives to take from it at all. I think Hunter was just reading it perfectly, making the right calls at the right time. Every time Big made a change or an adaptation, Hunter had already changed the plan, had changed the pace on you. So I think it was just so difficult for Big to get into that game, and I think you just felt the level of G2 today.
And he also pulled off a nice highlight reel play of his own, so everything working out for Hunter there. It felt like a lot of moments as well where, you know, G2 are really successful and quick into the site take, and Big are reeling so much in the rotations that even if the numbers are even if they're in a relatively retakeable situation, by the time they actually get stuck in, and by the time they actually get the utility deployed, there's no time on the clock. They're letting it expire. They're wind up being saving in church, which, by the way, still wigs me out that you can save right there. Taking some getting used to.
Yeah, it is a little bit weird, especially with the new bomb.
The new bomb.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not even gonna lay anything on Big's feet on this game. I think G2 just played it. They just made Big look silly, and I'm not gonna sit here and say Big played bad. I think G2 just made them look bad. Like, really, at the end of the day, that was just an incredible show. And I mentioned it. We talked about it in the second map. You could feel the difference when Nerds is popping off with his like 28, 30 kills. Look at the difference of what it feels like where Heavy God is popping off in the early going as well. You can feel that domination because they're doing it from different roles and different impact that the kills are giving the map. So, I mean, you could kind of see it a little bit in that stage, for sure.
G2 become a different beast when Heavy God is available. He was a little bit quieter in the first two maps than we're used to seeing. You know, even on the win on Cash, you know, we highlighted a couple of rounds where he did look comfortable. Ancient, I think towards the end, definitely warmed up, but that's great. It was fantastic. He warmed up at the end of Ancient. He just came out running here on Inferno, and it becomes a completely different beast. And I love watching him. I think he's just one of the best players in the world. So versatile, could do so many different things. And on Inferno inside of the pit, incredible on CT side. And when he gets down in the post-plant positions on the A side, it just feels like he's a rock that you're never going to lose the side once the bomb is planted and he's still alive.
So very tough to get past him, and I mean, he showed it again and again. You're seeing here, he's all over the highlight reel early on, and he's all over the map at that. So it's the versatility. He's getting in there on the takes. He's sticking around in the retakes, in the post plants, just making it such a nightmare to actually get back towards that bomb. Really nicely done from Heavy God. Nice to sing his praises. I guess one thing that we can talk about overall is we now have another series of the Wrinkle experience in G2. what do we think? Sum total on Wrinkle, we had one really strong map to start. We had one quiet map in the middle. How do we feel about the Inferno now?
No grand conclusion. I think, I don't know, I think I mean, I don't know what your perspective on the move was, but I know, like, overall, if, you know, the idea of it felt like it was going to be a lateral move without too much upside unless they could kind of train him and kind of help him develop a little bit. There's no grand statement I can make after watching this. I think he's doing good. Like, yeah. I think if you felt like he was going to come into this team and he wasn't good enough to be here, I think certainly he had to have changed the mind of those doubters, right?
Yes.
I myself wasn't in that camp. It's a question of how much better can he make them. And from what I saw today, I think there's some room for growth. So I think they're onto something here with this change.
Absolutely. I think the problem when he was in NIP, I think when you were watching some of the games, you had things to criticize when you're looking at Wrinkle. You would highlight moments where, okay, he kind of made a really poor decision here positionally. But I didn't feel like that at all during this game.
He's also playing within a better team.
Yeah.
Like, let's also be real about that. He's playing with a team that has more structure, that has stronger individual players, more experienced individual players. So that naturally is going to make you look better as well. So he's in a better system to show it off as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think overall we can be pretty encouraged from this. I think your point about, like, basically the fear was this would lower the floor short term in pursuit of a higher ceiling. It doesn't feel like the floor is lower. You know, some of the same issues are still there for G2 if we're thinking about that Ancient, but those aren't new, right? Those aren't a Wrinkle problem.
That's also, I think, what made this roster change such a topic of conversation, because there was some senses out there that the Sun Bias was, like, lacking, but it didn't feel like their struggles were, like, you know, having a terrible offer. You know what I mean? It didn't seem like priority number one. But whatever, they made the decision, and I think you can see kind of their thought process on it by how he's playing so far for G2 at this event. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you it was a bad call. I think there's something to it. So let's see how it progresses.
No, absolutely. I think that's very fair. And I think G2 in general now well positioned to head into those playoffs, because as you guys were saying, that's the bare minimum, right? They have achieved the bare minimum for the expectations of the organization, making it into the round of 16, making the playoffs. Now we get to see, is this a championship caliber team? Have they sharpened those katanas? Are they ready to keep moving up and over and into the top 8, the top 4, contend for that trophy, make a grand final? That would be a huge build for this organization.
Obviously depends on the opponent they get in the playoffs, but round of 16 should be no problem for G2. We'll just see where it goes from there. Like, who do they get? You know, how does the seeding work going into the playoffs? Who ends up where? But
I was going to say, we've had some upsets, and there's going to be some really weird blind draws into this one in the round of 16. So we do have the potential for that round of 16 to have some dangerous opponents.
So yeah, it definitely depends on their opponents, but if things go smoothly and they get a reasonable round of 16 team, there's no issues for me.
Yeah, like Spirit.
Yeah, exactly. Though I think G2 could give them a good go with the way Spirit are playing at the moment.
On some sense, who cares where they get it? Because the next thing for G2 to do, like, there's really not much they can do to change my opinion outside of start beating some of the best teams in the world.
Sure. Yeah.
That's the next step for them. So, like, wherever you get them, you just got to beat them.
I mean, the Cologne playoffs was a great example of that. I think they exceeded expectations with the way they played against Spirit in the playoffs. So I think, you know, no matter who they go up against, but I think in my mind there's 3 S-tier teams in the world of Counter-Strike at the moment: Falcons, Vitality, and Spirit. And if you who else?
Well, no, I just mean Spirit ain't playing like
he's docking Spirit. He's docking Spirit.
Okay.
He's bumping them down a letter.
Yes, couple days.
But coming into the event, you would say that, right? Yeah. So it just feels like G2 are kind of in the caliber below that, you know, and I feel like you can kind of go up and down. If you have great form in an event, you can challenge those S-tier teams in those top 3. But if you don't have a great event, then they're not going to touch it.
That'll be the question. We can talk a little bit about Big. I don't know that our narrative has changed necessarily. Again, they do just enough to sort of give us the warm fuzzies, to start us getting excited on that second map, on the momentum coming into this series, into this event in general. And then again, we have one of these really gutting losses where it's not just that they lost, it's that they weren't in the server, that they weren't in contention, that they weren't in the same weight class against a top shelf competition.
You got deleted on your own map pick of Cash, which you've looked good on it, and then 3 consecutive wins, and then you get deleted on the third and deciding map with playoffs on the line. So yeah, I think a lot of reasons to be disappointed if you're Big in those 2 maps in particular, and disappointed because you can't even really talk about the game of Counter-Strike. Like, you didn't put enough onto the field to really have a conversation about how to fix things. I think that's the thing that sucks for them. Could be happy about Ancient, a good showing there, good mentality and everything, but yeah, like nothing's changed. This is a team that should beat them, and I think Big probably came into this knowing they were heavy underdogs, and yeah, it is just a test of, you know, seeing exactly what level we're at this moment and where we can get to.
And they're not done yet. That's also the thing to remember. This is a promotion match, not an elimination match. So Big do have a chance to rally into that lower bracket. G2 are going to be loving the fact they don't even need to think about that it's playoffs before they need to worry about the elimination, that we're into the top 16. But Big will get another chance. We will get another face from Berlin International Gaming. But for now, we're going to take off our game faces so that we can rinse them off, put them back on, and get ready for FaZe versus Legacy after this break.
let's see. Hang on. That was like a very fast game. So let's go see. Let's go see how the other. No, we're gonna play. Watch it. No, we're gonna watch Legacy versus FaZe Clan. Oh, yeah, that's what we're gonna watch. So we have Falcons versus. Oh, they're both on breaks right now. One's 5 minutes and this one's the 20-minute break. Well, maybe if the other one wasn't on break, I probably would switch over. But like, since it's also on break, I don't know. I don't know how to like switch over and do that. Alright, well, let's see. We'll switch over to. Should be going? Nope, it's not going yet. But it's gonna go faster than this one. And I really have to go to the bathroom, so let's take this one off the stream. Let's stop co-streaming this one. Put this one on the stream. Co-stream this one. And we'll go here. I don't know which ones you guys want to watch more. Well. So we'll go. So we'll update our titles. To see if we can get anything going. And then we'll go. Wait, what the heck? Let me bring the entire thing over. Will that go on stream then? Technically it did so.
Eliminated M80. So they've sent them packing. That sets us up for the last game of the day here on the A stream. Falcons versus Astralis. On the B stream, they got Legacy Phase. But we're looking at Falcons Astralis, gentlemen. And for right reasons. You know, I've got a former Astralis sort of dude over here. I've got
Also
like a,
Falcons.
Yeah, oh my bad. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to.
Just saying.
There you go. And we kind of got like a sort of like fringe Falcons Nico sort of hybrid over here sort of thing going on. But obviously the camps may be a little bit divided. We got a cool matchup on our hands though with Falcons and Astralis.
Right, yeah,
and I want to jump right into it from the very top, and I want to grab onto it from the Falcons side. Where are they now? We've got a major out. We've got the first day of play out. Where are we looking at them?
I think the game against K27 really just showed how good they are. Like when you have Minus and Kyusuke firing all the cylinders, you know, starting all the tournament that hot, you know, that was a good kind of redemption from what we saw when they fumbled out of Bounty, right? You know, the start for them was not what they've been looking for, and I actually thought they looked pretty strong in that tournament up until they actually lost that match. And I think it's all about, you know, winning the major. They wanted to put a lot of energy into try and continue in the streak and moving forward and building upon that momentum, right? But then that was kind of halted by them. So it was good for the Falcons to bounce back. But you know, let's just cut the bullshit here. Like Falcons is a clear favorite today.
Yeah, I thought it was weird for them to even play Bounty, right? Like obviously you won the major, you went all the way there. I think they could have benefited from some extra time off, then a boot camp coming into this tournament. But I guess they wanted some reps coming into this because this is a really important tournament for the Counter-Strike division, but also for the organization as a whole because of the Esports World Cup Club Championship, right? So, yeah, I think I've been comparing them a lot to FaZe in terms of that's what you should expect from them, Prime FaZe, but it's all about, we know what they're seeing. They can win any tournament that they're in, right? Like they have the individuals to do that. The big question mark is how much can they raise their floor, right? Because Kerrigan hasn't been there for a super long time, right? But he's been there long enough that they're now familiar with each other. Obviously, they've had the massive success at the Cologne Major, lifting the trophy. Job's already done in that regard. But for Falcons as an organization, it was never about winning a tournament, even a major, right? It's about they want to cement themselves as the best team in Counter-Strike, right? And for that, you need to do more than win a major, and EWC is a great opportunity to do exactly that.
And I really think that is storyline for them, you know, that the whole pressure around them wanting to leave their mark on Counter-Strike has been haunting them for a while, and that is for the fact one of the things that I know Sonic has been working very much towards when he brought in Kerrigan, that we need to get away from this assumption that people want us to be playing perfect Counter-Strike. We know that we have a star-solid roster and we have the economy to be backing it up, but we also need to accept that we will make mistakes, and we do mistakes, but we need to also just keep learning. And I think that is what has been really good about Falcons since Kerrigan got into the fray, that he can also now see himself in an Indian leader that has been working with Nico before, but also an Indian leader that fits his playstyle and the player's playstyle as well.
Yeah, and he's changed sort of, I feel like, the vibe somewhat and the atmosphere within the Falcons camp. I mean, you've been there. The pressure is immense when you're playing for the Falcons.
It is.
It's very difficult when you're in a team, and it's either first place or bust.
Yep.
Like, that's it. If you're not first, you may as well be last. We don't care, right? And then no matter what sort of a team you have, what caliber of players, like, that's a lot of pressure to deal with. And, Kerrigan bring in some of his goofiness, yeah, that's a perfect way to put it, right? Really helps with that. I know Nico is, he's a goofy guy outside of the game as well, but he can get pretty intense when the game starts, and that can be, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but you need to sort of balance that out at times, and too much intensity can get everyone playing super rigid, and you're not loose, and you're scared to make mistakes. So I think Kerrigan has brought some of that goofiness, and just being like, guys, let's just focus on the next round, don't worry about it. But also, obviously, when he's unhappy with things, he can get on them.
You have to have those leadership qualities. You have to be able to get what you need from a player in the moments that you need them to perform up to those very important taskings. And yeah, it's not for everybody. It doesn't apply to everyone. Either way, we can look at some of the numbers from yesterday. Again, we didn't really get a challenged Falcons yesterday. Dare I say that Astralis might be one of the teams that may be able to bring some of that depth to the table today.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, hope we're going to be seeing a competitive match, right? I think Astralis also needs to, start showing some results and prove that they can play up to some of the elite teams. But, looking at the game yesterday against K27, having Muncie starting almost with a 2-0 rating in his, debut at this tournament, that's some really good signs if you can have your star playing like that. And then again, Kyusuke has, ever since Kerrigan was put in this roster, he's just been, phenomenal. He's really been rising to the occasion and, brought in as this second, if not first, superstar in the team when Nico took a bit, of the third role inside the team. So a very important piece to get working.
That's a scary thing, right? Like, we've been talking about, obviously, the firepower on the Falcons ever since Kyosuke joined in that core, and all three of them are playing better under Kerrigan. I mean, Nico's level has been much better, especially at the major, which has been a crux for him, maybe for the last couple of years. Monesi has become more consistent and is peaking more, and obviously Kyosuke was much better in some of these playoff games, right? And that's what really concerns you, when you go up against them nowadays. It's like, okay, they seem to have figured it out, and the individuals are more comfortable under Kerrigan.
And it also just speaks into how much effort they've put in to make sure that Kyusuke feels comfortable in the team. And Kerrigan really helped him a lot. I think he's kind of taken that, father-son relationship to like a next level, like trying to cater him to make sure, like, I know how good you can be, because it's never been about the firepower. We know how much firepower Kyusuke has brought to this team, but it's more like how to use it, but also not making all these individual mistakes that we have seen from him, where he overpeaks a little bit too much, or he misplays the situation, Like, I think that's also what Sonic has tried to, tell him for a while, but it's like Kerrigan came in and had a more, like, in-depth say of what I need you to do and what I need from you to be even better.
Yeah, I think it's the mechanics are absolutely there, right? It's some of the more, lurky plays, or when he's left to his own devices, or, like, has to just make plays on his own, like where he was struggling, for example, Nuke outside in some of those positions on T-side, and now it's just Kerrigan. It's like, sometimes, hey, I'm just gonna go first, you just go and trade me, or it's some of these positions where he has a little bit more action, right? Even though he might be a bit more isolated, and yeah, he's been able to have a lot more impact, and I think he's enjoying the game a bit more as well.
Yeah, and it's fun to watch from where we are all kind of watching the Falcons just fumble and stumble every weekend. Every other weekend, it seemed like we were in a different city watching what would be just a sadness would unfold with the Falcons side. Now things have changed. And Yanko, how do we represent that via a graphic?
I don't know. I don't know what graphic you have in store, Trace, but I think... okay, these guys. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of familiarity here. Obviously, with Huxi being together on G2 with Nico and Monacy, and they've had some good results, right? Winning Cologne and Katowice in the same year, but what's really plagued them was these majors, right? Like, yeah, in Copenhagen it was a top 4 placing, but Paris they didn't make playoffs, right? Like some of these others haven't been that hot either before Monacy joined. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Obviously you have Neo, who was the coach for Carrigan at FaZe for a long time, and we'll see if there's any extra spice to this match, or maybe we hear some from Huxi if they get rolling.
There's definitely a couple of funny storylines with the coach and like Huxi and Carrigan, and I think there is sort of similarity in Huxi and Carrigan. I do still think that Carrigan is the better in-game leader, but like the stylish kind of thing, how he used Monacy and Nico back in the days with how he used, like how Carrigan uses Monacy and Nico now, you know, it's kind of similar. So I think that's just that type of playstyle like kind of fits those two players. You know, give them that space which they can work with, but also having a guy that understands enough is enough.
Yeah, enough is enough, and that's why we get the opportunity now to hear from Astralis. It's about that time, so let's hear what they got.
We got Astralis taking on Falcons in our final game of the day, and I've got Fuzi to give me a few words ahead of it. I do just want to start by recapping your best of one yesterday against MIBR, 13-6. Does the scoreline accurately depict what happened in that game?
I mean, yeah, I think so. On the T side, it was very back and forth. I think it was a very close game, and then when we got to our CD side, we kind of ran away with it. So, yeah, it felt like in the beginning at least, it felt way closer, you know, but yeah.
Managed to close it out pretty cleanly. I just want to get your thoughts on Astralis' current VRS ranking. I believe it's number 17. Do you think that's fair for your squad at the moment?
I mean, considering our results, I think it's fair, but I think we are playing at a higher level than that. And I think we showed that yesterday as well. But I think the VRS ranking is always going to be a bit inaccurate. I think we were top 3 in the world at some point last season, and we were saying the same thing then, you know, we are not top 3 in the world, and I mean, it goes the same way now, I think as well, so yeah.
Locking horns obviously with Falcons today. We were just talking about it. I don't believe you played against Nico and Monacy since they were back in G2 all the way back in 2022, which is pretty wild, and they've probably grown a lot since then. What's your current take on them as a duo and Falcons as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, they're very good, of course. That's why they are in Falcons, and that's why they won the major as well, you know. They're all good players, and
we'll get the better match on, if it's this match, or if
Do you
it's
regard
the...
them as the favorites of this tournament?
We'll go...
Of this tournament? Yeah, probably, but I think Vitality are also up there. Gotta be either one of them, at least.
What do you think is the current biggest strength of this version of Astralis? What do you think you're going to be able to give to Falcons today?
It's a good question. I think we can all pop off, like all 5 players. Even Huxi has some very nice games sometimes, you know. So yeah, I think when we all play to our potential, we have a very high ceiling. But yeah, our weakness is also that sometimes our floor is maybe a bit too low.
Well, yesterday, yourself and Ryu, you were both looking great. Let's see if that can translate into the game versus Falcons today.
Let me just throw the question to you guys. I'll just start with you, Dupree. Do you feel inspired?
By Fuzi?
Yeah.
In what ways?
In the way that Astralis needs to feel when they go in the server today.
Yeah, they definitely need to be, you know, on point if they need to be beating the Falcons. That's for sure. I mean, like it's still for me a team that is still trying to figure things out and still working around this whole new iteration of being an international. And there's a couple of players that I think really deserves mentioning. Star being the one. He's obviously a Dane, so I have to mention him, right?
Of course. Couldn't help yourself.
But the fact that, you know, he's had a rock solid year. Let's just be honest. And I think he's definitely the player to be looking out for. I think the whole swap in roles has really paid off for him. Also, the fact that now he's get to be more of a playmaker, have a bigger voice, but also have more responsibility, that has really paid off for him. And also putting Yapi in more supportive and more anchoring roles has also given him a little bit more of his natural prowess. So I think it's a team that is still working in finding their groove. And also now the fact that Neo is coming in, I think there was a lot of tension between Roger and Huxi whenever you heard like in-game snippets. So I hope that Neo can help elevate this Astralis team with also his experience in FaZe, with maybe a little bit more of a loose play style that he can bring in and cohese together with the likes of Hooksy.
Yeah, it was an interesting approach from Astralis during the off-season, right? They made no changes to the players, but they changed things behind the scenes, bringing in Neo, bringing in Zirith as a performance coach who was with Navi for a couple of years, right? Part of the team during their 2024 run as well. Earlier, you know, towards the end of last year, they brought Mighty Max as an assistant coach, you know, a guy who was on Endpoint, and Endpoint was developing a lot of talent and young players at the time. So you feel like they have good structure behind the team now. Fuzi was the one that a lot of people were pointing fingers at, like he had a rough couple of months. His best tournament was at Pro League, where they had their deepest run as well when it comes to Tier 1 events. So I think they are willing to give the players a little bit more time, but you have to start seeing some improvement if you want to avoid those roster changes.
If you're a guy like Neo, you've played the game, you've got the accolades there, you've gone to coaching route, you've done the things with FaZe. You're starting over with Astralis. How does it look? How does it feel? How's it played out?
I think I don't want to say completely different, because Hooksy is also a pretty vocal IGL and has this way of that he wants to do things, but you know, Kerrigan is the next level of that. And then whenever you have an in-game leader like that as a coach, what you end up doing, like for example for me with Fallen, is you know, you're just giving him the tools and you're helping him with his vision. Obviously, if you see things that would be a little bit better that you can improve, of course you're going to go and do that, but you're not going to tell Fallen how he's going to call the game. Same way with Kerrigan and to some extent with Hooksy. So here it's more about sort of instilling some discipline, probably, right? Working with some of these younger players, with a guy like Ryu, working with Fuzi to try to help build some of his confidence up, maybe give him more plays, give him more options on the map where you can find some more consistency from him.
I hope it's a little bit of a better mix and match when it comes to their playstyles. As with I feel like Roga and you know Neo, they strike me as sort of the same type of coach when it comes to like being good at, you know, catering to the players, listening to the players, and trying to solve issues, right? Maybe it's not always like the tactical thing that they're best at, but I hope that Neo can come in and saying, okay, I worked with Kerrigan for a long time, and this is how we work in FaZe, and that can help how Hooksy wants to call, because Roga has never really, in my eyes, been a guy that has been working on, let's just play completely random and free, and then we'll see what happens, where the structure
I don't know what he was doing.
I love it. Say it.
I'm not sure what he was doing, really.
That's a great question.
It was also so weird to see him on a team with Hooksy when a season ago he was saying during the we didn't even consider Hooksy. And now he's his coach.
I know.
How does that work? Like it was just so wild to me, and they have to step up. Otherwise, this guy is gone. Next season,
yeah, he's gone.
Someone is picking him up. I mean, he's too good to be stuck on this team, right? And it was maybe somewhat surprising that he wasn't already picked up by maybe a Navi, I don't know, maybe a FaZe, right? Like during this off season, but it feels like at the end of the year, surely someone will come knocking.
Definitely, I think it's a valid point, because you know he's been rock solid throughout the year, and it's definitely, even like through the tough times they've been going through, he's just been putting up the numbers, right? And
there's been some tough times.
There has been some tough times, but he's putting up the numbers, you know. And if you have a player that is capable of doing that, you know, that he can put all the issues, you know, around him besides it and still perform, that's a pretty good trait.
Well, let's talk about vetoes, guys. We got there. We finally arrived at the part where we tell you which best of 3 maps we're going to have. So the first one's going to be Ancient. Falcons pick CT.
Yeah, I think that's 2 probably for the side of Falcons. I don't think there's any surprises in these picks. Astralis, you know, banning Anubis as their perma ban, obviously one of the maps that Falcons like, but that's 2 being open. It's a map on which Astralis is struggle. Nothing, you know, out of the ordinary there. And as a decider between Inferno and Mirage, Falcons are going to go for Mirage. Yeah, I think this was 100% what both teams really expected, so no curveballs in this one.
Yeah, there was a couple of gaps that could be utilized, and the fact that Astralis go with Ancient kind of also just proved they smacked, I believe it was Mouse, they smacked 13-6 at Bounty, so you know, it's a map that come with a little bit of confidence, and I think they need all that confidence moving into this one.
EWC play match pick'ems. That's where I'm asking you guys to get involved. We're going to get involved over here, and by that I mean we're going to go sit down so we get the game started. Since you guys asked so nicely in that chat, we're going to do it just for you. It's time for our last best of 3 of the day here on the A stream.
We got Falcons and Astralis set up to do battle. Coming into this one as favorites, I would assume Falcons, and for Astralis, looking at this roster who are on somewhat of a rise to power. You know, it's a slow and steady rise, but they've certainly been, you know, forged into a team that I don't think are going to get walked over today.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they're going to get walked over.
Okay, all right. What's that based on?
That is based purely on vibes, as Yanko would say.
Okay, all right.
Okay, what are you basing your doubt on?
That Falcons are the reigning major champions. They have Monacy, they have Kyosuke, they have Nico.
All right, you're making some good points, but I can do that too.
That's very surface level.
You see,
yeah.
With Astralis, they've got Ryu,
yeah,
got Yabi, EWC, Fozy.
If Fozy can play well,
yeah,
I think we have a potential for at least one competitive map. He just, for me, has to be one of the win conditions alongside a Stare.
Sure.
I think that Yambi, Stare, and Fozy, that's the engine room.
Yeah.
But obviously the brain trust is Hooksy. Ryu...
Yeah, what happened?
I just think in some of these anchor positions you can get exploited, so we'll have to keep our eyes on this man.
But I'm not mistaken in thinking that Ryu, you know, there's a reason he's in that jersey. He was showing significant promise initially, right? Like a kind of a bit of a breakout individual.
You're talking about the Monty days,
yeah.
I imagine. Yeah, look, it's tough when you're having to put in some of these roles, right, where I need you to deliver 2 kills and you only get us 1, right?
Yeah,
we're kind of splitting hairs at that point.
But then you look at, you know, players that are in those positions, you know, Heavy God does get 2, and a Dink. Jimmy gets 2.5, you know, like there are players that can do that, and you will be compared to them. That's fair. That's fair, absolutely.
I think that in the off-season, Astralis obviously made some changes, but it was from the staffing standpoint as opposed to the players. Neo being a big one, right? Taking the place of Rugger. I think seeing Neo in the Astralis jersey, it caught me off guard. He's in our hotel. I saw him in the gym, and I was going to go, but you know, how's the break? I was like, hold on a second. He hasn't been in FaZe for a while. It took a while for me to wrap my head around that, but this is, well, one of the greatest 1.6 players of all time alongside a Forest, CSGO major winner. Under the Golden 5, the Virtus Plow, and trying to make his name as a coach. I don't think his time on FaZe, you can't just wipe it away and say he did nothing, but I think when you're there as the coach and with somebody like Carrigan, it's a bit harder for you to get your flowers. Think about Sid on Furia as an example like that with Fallen. So when we turn to Neo in the next chapter of his coaching career, let's see if this Astralis can be the punchy underdogs required today, because this is a match for the playoffs.
A-main start. Yosuke could take that Molotov out of Ryu's grasp real quick. Hooksy's dumping util. But they've got the early A-main warning system. Nico spotting red and fighting. That's the bomb spotted, wrapping in through the donut side, but Monacy with full control A-main. Oh, it's gonna be horrible. Needs help. Yabi gets 1 and done. Kyosuke fighting in the head, and Nico puts him to bed. All right, well, that was dominant.
Yeah, Mr. Producer, man, give us Carrigan's fire right there. He was extremely animated after the pistol round victory. Obviously, Falcons have a target on their back. This is the reigning major champions. This is a team who the community would love to see fail. They want to be able to attest their major result as a fluke. And I think Falcons want to prove the Counter-Strike world that is not the case whatsoever. It's an Eco, it's a flash, it's Glocks, and it's a main. Nico immediately responding to this.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of the celebration from Carrigan was by virtue of the extra organizational pressure. Club championship, obviously extra cash available at EWC, and Falcons currently in 2nd place.
It's AGL at the top, right?
AGL, Falcons, and I'll be honest, there's 50 points between them.
But I'll tell you this much, I've never heard of AGL before, because I'm a Counter-Strike guy, but the fact that they're at the top of this without a Counter-Strike team, maybe it'll be a bit out of their hands. I think that the main teams in conversation for me, we could have some madness unfold where, let's say, Falcons in other games do poorly, Vitality do well, we get a grand final like Vitality versus Falcons on the Sunday, and that decides it all. That would really be one way to
just multi-million-dollar Counter-Strike round. That would be crazy.
Or into the first gunny, double mollies mid. They really want this control, and it goes both ways. Cave smoke, red smoke, standard opening, and no early biff. They are giving them the mid space. There's a donut smoke in play as well. On the break.
4 smokes invested into this opening gambit.
They want to turn this into an A split.
Honestly, think so too. Immediately pivots over there.
Yeah, needs to pick up donut for Nico.
Honestly, he's been given that block util. Nico will play with just the incendiary. So, dust settle, smokes fade. You've invested 4. What are you left with? You've got a red room presence.
Yes, which is not being acknowledged right now. They're not to know that, but Falcons are taking a bit of a gamble right now in a big way. They're going to press down the B lane for information. 50 seconds on the clock. Nico starts to par the way. So B's for info, but action will be on the A site, and they are relinquishing a lot of control. Nico has a full belt to block, and that smoke perfectly placed as they've called B lane clear. So right now, comms seem to be flowing quite well for Falcons.
Does look tight. Karrigan being proactive as well. It's crazy. He just goes for that range with an MP7, but into stare. Nico's M4, farming up a couple, making a triple. Bosie's gone. It's textbook, it's comfortable. First gun round and just the 1 casualty. Nico is 8-1.
Yeah, and only 2 kills so far in the 3 rounds of play. Tech pause, so we'll see which side this one's having the problem with. Looks like the Astralis side. So we'll get things fixed ASAP. Have 1 game left on the A stream, 1 game left on the B stream. It's Legacy versus FaZe down the other end. And both of these are progression matches to the playoffs. Remember, 16-team single elimination bracket starting next week. That's why the best of ones. Yesterday, we only had what I would call 1 real glaring upset. That's the Spirit loss to Gigi Howe. But also, if there was a couple more, as long as it was only 2 of the 4 favorites per group who got upset, you could still make it out in the wash or the lower bracket. Doesn't mean I like best of ones. It just meant it didn't hurt as much as it could have.
With a round of 16, 4 teams of each group.
Yeah, the problem is if we had a lot of upsets, then we could have, some of the top dogs won their group. Some of the top dogs came through as the lower seeds of their groups. Chances for them to lock on in the early stages. So that's where the problems do arise. But I am getting well and truly ahead of myself. We're just locking those teams in. We're crushing those keys. And we're getting things fixed for Mr. Stare.
Now, why are we here? Who picked up the wins? Or rather, who did they beat to pick up the wins? K27 for Falcons.
Comfortable.
Astralis, MRBR, same result for both of them. Yeah, casual. So it's going to be a first test. I mean, I was going to say for both of them. We'll see if it's going to remain this comfortable for Falcons.
I thought we might get the Inferno pick out of Astralis because I believe that was the map that they played yesterday against MIBR.
So, the stream hasn't, or the game hasn't started yet. But it looks like this shouldn't be a blow. Hopefully the other one's more entertaining. Or closer.
It hasn't been mentioned, but Zonic, of course, formerly of Astralis fame, now sitting on the opposite side of the stage.
That's fair. There's a few links in the server today, right? Obviously, we have Hooksy, who used to be the in-game leader at G2 with Monacy and Nico. You've got Tesses and Yabby now on opposite sides of the server.
Oh, God, there is so many of those links.
Yeah, you got Yabby and Hooksy's together. They're the Copenhagen Flames. There's a lot of them, right? We could really dig those up.
Yeah, of course. FaZe, you said, are playing Legacy, and Neo, obviously, is just used to coaching there.
It's all happening.
It's everything at the same time. We like to keep you guys entertained. We've got 2 weeks of Counter-Strike ahead of us.
You wonder if teams are starting to respect Falcons Inferno a little bit more.
Presumably.
They had some decent results on it back at the Major, right? In that final win over Furia. Sure, a loss to Vitality, but that was close, 13-11. So maybe it's something that felt too obvious in the veto for Neo and Hooksy.
It's like Ancient hasn't seen too much play.
No, and some of these names, right? Your Vitalities, your Furias, your Auroras, they all ban Ancient. So, and those are teams who are in the top 10. So when you get deeper in tournaments, you don't seem to see it too much. Looks like we are good to get things back underway.
How cool. Yabby's got a custom jersey because he likes a long sleeve.
Just quickly, I'm curious if Tessus' door smoke lands. He got blocked in spawn. I know.
Oh, it's perfect.
Okay.
It is.
All right, well, he made it work. Good stuff from Tessus there.
Partial investment.
Makes sense with the 3-man B site. You try the pistol A, you try the gunny A. Well, now they're going to come knock on the door of B. So Karrigan, Tessus, and Monacy to lock that down.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of jersey I would, and like for video games, maybe long sleeve.
Too easy for Karrigan. Nails his headshot. Monacy will pick up onto the mid deagle.
Well,
but I guess it depends how hot it is in the stages. So yes.
So far. Obviously, not expecting a lot in a partial investment. It's max loss bonus going into the next, and they'll be bringing
like
out the guns.
Cool, I guess.
They need to get the count started in the rounds for Astralis.
Long sleeve, but. But it's cold, like some pros say it is. Like at least in the Valorant ones, they say it's cold.
One bites the dust, just
and there I probably want long sleeve.
Could be that. that. There's just one man standing. That's Hooksy. Carrigan with a nice little Zeeks. And they get their 4th round. Okay, well, we've got 3 players yet to get off the starting blocks for Astralis. That's Ryu, that's Hooksy, and that's Stare. Now, 2 of the names, I'm okay if they're a little bit at the back of the scoreboard, but Stare is a man who is integral to Astralis if they want to be competitive. See if they burn 4 smokes out the gates. It was red, it was donut, it was cave, it was an extinguish. They've gone with standard openers. Insta cave, insta red. Oh, elbow smokes missed. Way too deep from the CTs.
Okay, first error we've seen. Is it going to cost him anything? m0NESY is forced away. Say that as actually... They'll maintain mid-control completely. I thought there was an opportunity there. Boosted up his Fozy. Oh, and it works out. Pays dividends, and look at the acceleration on this. He wants to post up on that speedway rotation. Smoke obscures vision. Carrigan overlooked completely. He's got another chance, but Fozy finds a second frag on the AWP. Oh, hang on. Fozy completely overlooked him. Nico snuck out the smoke. It's a 2-on-3. Flash for m0NESY. And yeah, Hooksy, a hope and a prayer on that swing.
Well, now Ryu and Stare will have to get frags if they want to win this round.
Look at this. This is a real golden opportunity. Stare can go and cut the rotation. Has to be aware of the potential pivot through middle as well, but that bomb's on its way to A. Like, he has to be cognizant of both of them. It's actually quite uncomfortable for Stare. He's going to keep an ear to the wall in red.
They're about to get all the information they need, Falcons, if they're in the wrong place. It's about how quickly can they get there, and can they deal with Stare. Paired up, looking to trade off of each other. Let's get m0NESY, make a move.
They got the kit. Stare's got the angle. Catches Kioske on the clear. Down goes m0NESY. Good trade from Ryu. He had to be there.
And Fozy gets 2 big kills. I like the response of Carrigan to scuttle that smoke out and try and cause some chaos. We got them 2 kills, right? Carrigan gets 1, Nico pushes through. They both try and capitalize as opposed to just losing long control in the site. So a decent response, but Fozy with a double is brilliant, right? The boost, there it is highlighted. In fact, he's able to deal with Carrigan, right? It kind of takes away a lot of that pressure and forces more desperate moves. So well handled in the 2v2. A nice round from Astralis. Let's see if they can double it up. Lurk smoke on B, not a cave smoke this time. So a different opener, ever so slightly. And the elbow smoke will land.
Tessus has learned his lesson, won't be given the same kind of fight to the AWP.
Right on util to block now, the Falcons. This is going to get a little bit tougher because map control has been established roughly for Astralis, especially over towards this B lane. Ryu just keeping them honest, making sure there's no space taken on the other extremity. But look at this stack from Falcons. 4 players towards B.
Walking down the ramp. Held by Hooks, he's just turned away. The distraction and the destruction. 2 sprayed down. Tessus will activate to finish what Kioske couldn't. Smoke break exposes and dunked on by the m0NESY AWP. Everyone just seems so dialed in. Gonna struggle to have any unforced errors out of the Falcons side. You're gonna have to play your A game at Astralis. Just the 1 round, then sent straight back to Squalor.
It's 2,900 loss going into the next. It's not going to get them a buy unless you can get them a plant. And even then, it'll be a little bit lacking. Okay, lost his head. And that's going to be 5-1. Now, I know I just did some surface level throwaway analysis at the start when we were discussing these 2 teams of m0NESY, Nico, and Kioske. And all of them are fragging out 9-2, 8-1, 5-2 in 6 rounds of play. And also, Carrigan's getting stuck in too, so... Counter-strike early from the Falcons. They are one of the top dogs here alongside of Vitality and Spirit. And we're asking a lot of questions, right? Are Falcons able to do it again? It's an A-rush all out.
Okay. It's going to be wide open for them.
So they're playing retake. They have a good amount of util because this is so early. And there's nothing for a second wave for Astralis. They will get the bomb down. But still unlikely to see them pick this one up.
Fozy's provided a little something, and now, yeah, tried to overrun with the Tech 9. Nico gets a freebie. Oh, hang on. With Yabi's headshot onto Kioske, there's a chance in the 3-on-3. Hooksy's up close temple. Could be an uncomfortable fight for Tessus. Nico partners up with his partner in crime, charging in through the donut. And oh, Yavi's Deagle doesn't find the necessary headshot. Real opportunity there, but now all for naught. You got your plant, you got a couple of kills, but Falcons will leave with the round.
Yeah, and I guess that's the objective there. They made it a little bit more gross in terms of the vibe with Falcons. Okay, we've gambled elsewhere, they found the gap, and now we have to work hard and sweat a little bit for this retake. But still, because it was a rush, that means that the CTs are going to have a lot of util. You haven't drawn out the round, you haven't gone past the first 40 seconds. They're going to have extra nades for the retake. Wait out the smokes. They're in a comfortable position. There's no extra util for Astralis because that's just a bit of a light buy. Now we're back out with the guns. Posey gets his orb. Let's see if he goes for the tall box boost again. What type of spawn is he working with? He has a very good mid spawn, so he might even want to go for the Monacy pick, right, where he tries to breach out middle, catch them as they're jumping down towards Donut.
It was a drink.
It's important to activate a player like Posey in Astralis.
It was a drink.
Nice shooting, but it had a retake.
Oh, right, yeah, sure.
And that'll be that. Wow, yeah.
Yeah, cheesy.
You're going to give him a signal. Honestly, he's going to take it.
Let's see, Fozy. What's your plan? He's dropped his util. He wants to go for it. How do they facilitate him?
I'm
Three members of Falcons are on the other side.
Man. I didn't even...
And he's managed to catch Kioske slipping. Knife out, trying to cross. Cubby. Nico versus Stare. Set up
that one that I was talking, I didn't even know that one was coming. That one just kind of like surprised me.
Control for Carrigan. He's going to slip back through to lend a hand towards the solo Tessus.
Who's just blocked top ramp. So that's going to keep busy for now.
Oh, it looks like he's ready for the Fozy Monacy head-to-head here on the fade. Ooh, Fozy prevails. Double kill from the Swedish sniper.
This is pushing ramp now, or at least considering it. Ryu taking space over towards A. Pieces are moving everywhere.
At the same time, Nico, an audible dismount. Tessa's activating ramp. Fozy could have a third here if Tessa's moves too quickly. Perfect. Fozy backs away. Tessa's will shortly have a call that lane is clear.
It looks like it's going to be a closer
match. Going to be heading towards an unguarded A site. Nico the closest to respond.
Versus...
He's not to know, but surely cognizant of the possibility.
Yeah, he has to be worried about a temple leak. He knows now.
He's going to try and get a timing on the walk through the smoke here. Ahead of the flashbang, Hooksy planting, sneaks on out, edges through, no announcement of his presence. Abby spotted as well, but ooh, AKVM4, his former teammate, takes him down into a 2-on-4. Good luck, have fun. Nico, though, undetected.
This is crazy. This is insane.
Sees one temple, doesn't engage. Info flows for Carrigan, but Fozy's aware. A third, and Carrigan falls regardless of the shadow of the info.
Okay, nice round. It's all Fozy there, right? He goes for the mid pick, is aggressive, he deals with Monacy Heaven. Nico has a gap to make that round interesting, catches him as well, so very good round from the Swede.
I think you might be onto something as far as a win condition.
I just think, right, think about who's going to get you entry kills on Astralis. It's there and...
Fozy.
Exactly, so... has to be contributing in that early... He's got a good spawn again. Does he want to try
I do
again?
have two.
He does. Off to the races once more. This time a much different looking...
Maybe if they start winning, I might actually stay on this one.
Yeah, right, you haven't had to smoke donut.
Because it looks like as soon as I said that, the other shoot's getting...
Main setup.
It's 3-1.
Interesting approach. There's the donut smoke, just forcing a relocation. Kioske back to red to housekeep for the potential.
But that could also get a hand, and this one could be closer.
Nico versus Ryu. Ooh, AK prevails. It's a big opening kill.
Well, the A fake has worked. So take a look at the radar. Every single blue dot gravitating towards the other side of the map. The bomb is not committed. Hooksy has not called his finish. And Stare is listening for rotation. He's about to have company.
Yeah, he's going to get cleared, but he's got some support. Perfect. Orb engages Stare into Monacy. Bomb A. And
yeah, it might be a save here, Alex.
Looks like that's the current format of things.
1900 lost into the next. Okay, hold up. They're giving it a look.
See if there's a misplay. Bomb plant from Hooksy. Looks like he's guaranteed to find something if they were to swing. Maybe just a bit of a fishing moment, just seeing if any oversteps came their way. You don't want to throw it all in for nothing. Okay, this T side's starting to take some shape.
This is the right decision. There is a bit of a hunt from
this
Abby,
one's
though. If he can take away
that
again, it's
should
going
be
to put some
4-1.
question marks into what investments are available in the next.
And this one actually
And
might be
Tessus
low.
denies, so will be holding on to these 3. It's only a 3-round gap now, and consecutive rounds as well for Astralis.
Terrorists win.
What's the chances Fozy gets the spawn again?
Yeah, 2 out of 2 in these last.
Yeah, this time it's a bit more B-centric for him. He does have the best cave spawn if he wants to charge up and try another crazy pick. So let's see if Fozy wants to continue to be the opening factor, as Zonic will call his first tactical timeout.
Yeah, you can't count on Ryu catching Nico in a main like that every round. It was a big opening kill provided. A little bit of a furrowed brow and minor frustrations for Falcons.
Those saves, though, they will be equipped. It's util, nothing to question their approach. So how do they choose to open? Fozy's got a red smoke lined up. I think we'll see him going for the pick in the opening exchange. We are back underway.
Ryu's going straight out.
Oh, he's across.
Okay, but I feel like an orb. Oh, so what? Mechanical brilliance. That's an NS in the chat from someone. That's got to be.
Yeah, and a TY.
Yeah, damn.
That's impact right there from Ryu.
Wow, back-to-back openers. I didn't think that was something we could count upon. Then Tessus will swing. Fozy's holding Kyosuke, and this round should be done. The Carrigan 1v4 asking a little too much, I think. Yep.
And dead.
Scary. Wow. Wow, Ryu, do it again.
Yeah, give us that one in slow motion, please.
Yeah, run that back. I feel like, I mean, being boxed and being hard cleared by a scoped up Monacy, you're not supposed to have a chance.
They have won, or at least put themselves in a winning position through mid in 3 consecutive rounds. Right? The AWP getting the pick, the AWP ushering the space, and now Ryu taking that space and, well, deleting 2. So it's going to be Falcons finally humbled in the finances. Now going to have to take the partial before the final round, and this is looking direct into B.
Okay, well, Carrigan's 5-7 is going to be tested. TSS on the Deeg.
They're looking to smoke off Cave, I think, but it's 3 players ahead of this.
Oh gosh, double molly along. You really cannot occupy that space. Carrigan just spamming full blind, overwhelmed, overworked. Monacy's deagle, just the one.
Nice little change to the rhythm there. Mid, B pop. Bludgeoned to death with utility. Now before the half ends, can Falcons take the 7-5 lead, or have Astralis brought this back to a 6-6 scoreline? It's 4 on the trot. If they get the 5th, that's a huge amount of momentum going into the break. And I say break, it's only 30 seconds. So it's going to be a little bit more of a kick to Falcons, knowing that they've just let a straight round slip.
It looks like 1.
And they've been pretty dominant. It's
so this was
only
actually
been
closer.
a total of 6 kills in 4 rounds. They haven't been close.
Nico starts mid with Kyosuke. Carrigan loud, stampeding, audible to Yabi.
They used so many flashes to try and fight for mid. They didn't win it out, but nobody has mid. So the CT's without vision, the T's without confirmation, and the rotation has been called back towards B. Block smoke donut. We'll have to keep one man busy towards red.
It's pretty barren on B.
Yeah, this is one of the hardest situations to find yourself in on Ancient when you're so passive. Now, you don't have the info. At least you know the AWP now. Boosted up yet again.
That just tells you there was 2 lane.
Spam damage.
It's got Carrigan's name on it. Oh, that's perfect. The combo, the rain combo, I think they're calling that one.
And now you got to worry about mid completely. So mid to donut, red to CT, red to B, and you're split 2-2. This is miserable for Falcons. It needs to be a multi from a couple of these individuals to give them a chance.
Yeah, otherwise this half has gone from a feast to a famine. Oh, he's nearly got another one. He does! Double wallbang kills. Ryu gets a freebie. Nico had to do something. Activates main into the crosshair. We're looking at a 6-6 half here. We certainly are now. He's beheaded the AWP.
Some nice shooting from Ryu in this patch of rounds.
Yeah,
and
serious.
He'll put the cherry on top. So all tied up okay.
a game.
You were right. You can list the names.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's worked on both ways of the server. This is nice to see. Thought we were coming in for a bit of a drubbing. Now, Hooksy on the T side, 1 kill. That's all right. He was micromanaged. He's the puppet master. On the CT side, you can't get away with 1 frag, right? So he is going to have to be delivering. Just a quick 30 seconds to take a breath, and then we get things back underway. Already seen the buy starting to take shape for Falcons. We have smoke double flash on Carrigan, smoke Molotov on Tesses. Likely to be Kevlar for the other 3. Catch some of this spam in the replay. That comes way too easy, doesn't it? Beautiful work from Stair. He'll have to see his opponent, but take him out of the picture. Oh, I thought Kiyasuke was leaving spawn there without buying armor, but pipped in last second. And they look like they're going to be executing into this one. 3 stack, dual Berettas, smoke flash.
Furious.
Smoke flash is in the right place on B. And the dual Berettas as well.
Yeah, interesting, not putting the Julies in cave. It's just Posey spotting. He's gone for a triple dip. Falls back, concedes cave. m0NESY through the flames. Ryu blind and executed. Lovely pathing. The flash from Carrigan just set him up to succeed there. I mean, you look at it from Astralis' POV, there was not a single chance. Ryu completely flashed. Bomb planted. Difficult to see a way back in. 2 Stair and Hootsy partner up, and m0NESY deadly. Does get 1 before Yabi finds him. Yabi another on the USP. Hang on a second, shape it up nicely. These USPs just executing Falcons, insta-deleted. There's Nico's Julies. Hooksy, no time for this. And no bullets either. Nico will convert it, but yeah, impactful onto the B site there. A couple of nice ones on the way back in from Yabi, but insufficient.
It's both pistols now in favor of Falcons. CT side 4 spy. That's my expectation. Let's see if it's a reality. I am surprised they did just leave Ryu there. I understand it was a solid execute, but it looked like they were playing like an anti-plant setup, right? The reason you play inside is you just want to win the round there and then.
Yeah.
But, given the output on the Berettas, Nico definitely could.
Also, just got a lot of admiration for the pathing of m0NESY, sometimes coming out of cave on those pistols. That cubby can be so deadly, but the perfect flash and his immediate pathing towards that safe wall, safe from any of those long, short angles.
It's a timeout right now from Astralis to discuss. So Hooksy, I mean, Neo jump in. Now, Neo might have taken this on his own volition, but Fozy did buy in util and then sell back. They just are going to take the eco with a couple of flashes to work with.
All right.
So we'll see if they can make it costly at all. 3 SMGs, 2 AK-47s, and again, a heavy presence towards B. They're going to smoke off Heaven and Cave. And the plan is, all right, well, we'll just flat out donut and see if we can fight the middle. But sector clear, B execute in the air. And now damage, because Astralis will be buying into the next round. So they should just set up and see if the USPs can take away a gun or 2. And try not to concede too many kills to the SMGs.
Kawabanga. Big nade.
Well, there goes the SMGs, but this is decent, decent damage on the USPs. I'll take that, all things considered, as Tassas will finish it off, and he'll get himself the upgrade. Yosuke's AK found, and a 2-round gap. Now, it was a strong start in the first half. See if they can continue. Strong start here into the second. AWP for Fozy. Good job finding picks and really plying the trade with the AWP on the T side. He's not going to get that opportunity for a couple more rounds. They've gone Donut and Red Smoke for middle, so they are going to want to fight for this. At least make it feel like they are. Tessus is out with the MAC-10.
Look at it go. Did take a lick of the flame, so audible to stare.
He's in the donut smoke, so he might catch a timing.
Flash is coming in. He's got stare running at him. He's got support though. Gabby providing that support. Stare onto a USP. They hold their nerve. Into the A site though. Big box occupied. Good trade from Temple. That's what you want from Ryu. Down to Nico. Disadvantage for the Falcons, but not impossible to get out of this.
Need to hit the pause for a moment. The util is good, so they've hit the brakes. They've faked it. Oh, Honesty scalps Hooksy in this one. 2v2 now. Did they know both done it? They have different rifles, right? It's an A1S and an A4, so there's a chance both of them spammed. Or is he trying to cut them off at the pass?
This is so outrageous. You're not going to expect this, or you are if you're Monacy. His clears have been sublime.
But you were spotted. They're rotating into Stair. He's already here.
On-ramp power position. Monacy, how aware are you? Yeah, caught with the bomb in his hands. You got 40 seconds. It's Nico versus Stair. He assumes Nico must have been rather close and walks to his demise. Nico's awareness on the repos.
Oof, he's at a map right now, 18 and 8. You wonder, once he got that major under his belt, if he's now unburdened by that and we get a different level to Nico. But putting in a shift right now.
I mean, I've heard it from multiple major champs. Most recently, I think I remember hearing it from Don, but it was the hunger that comes for the second. As soon as you win the first, you're like, I'd like to do that again.
2 would be nice.
Can we have another one?
Well, that is the hot start in the second half. Off of a good attempt there from Stair. They hear the 5-7s chomping away the snapping turtle. Keep them at range. Casual in this as they just set up the B lane control. SS tasked with A main as well as mid pushes. They're flashing to allow him to clear close, make sure CTs don't have any room to work with. Slow and steady as they're very procedural on this. Ollie into cave stage 1. Paragon will take the space. The setup, as we can see on the radar from the CTs, is ready to pounce through red. They're not set up to use Hooksy's flash, at least not for the red fight, but as they start to rotate... Oh, I think that's a missed smoke towards long. Yeah, that has not landed as desired. 40 seconds. Do you send Carrigan in to investigate? Cave flash on the way.
Carrigan was anti, so was Kioske. One back on the 5-7, but yeah, goes swinging into his demise.
It looks like they'll just rotate the bomb over towards A as a pack here, so as long as they trade out, there's not any issues. Getting a little bit clunky with the util, but at least they're still trying to play for each other. What do you got for us, Yabby? You got a nade in your face.
Yeah, that one hurts.
Nobody home right now. They have started to evacuate. Looking for damage as Astralis. They'll pop out late, but they've already left the site. Tessus will take down Hooksy. Abby will try and chase him. Tessus definitely hearing this, so come on. Gonna go down to the bomb here. Yeah, Abby.
It's the head-to-head between Tessus and Yavi, right?
There's been a couple of them so far.
There has.
Well, the key for me for Astralis to start bringing things back on the CT side is what it was on the T side. It's Posey on the AWP, right? He didn't get it out until the mid portion of that T side. Now on the CT side, we've had 4 rounds played. Going into round number 5, he gets his all. This is a progression game. Nobody getting eliminated off the back of this one. Hefty nade damage. Look at that.
Astralis struggling to stand up straight after that. Stair and Yabi bleeding out their ears. Not pretty. And Hooksy, emboldened.
Yeah, probably feels he has to take some room after his mid players cannot stay around.
Valuable intel.
Yeah, it's so tough to see how they're meant to win a round after 3 players take so much damage to nades in the early stages. So
I'm excited to see Falcons when they check their util damage after the round.
They're going to be gleeful.
Mm-hmm. What's Carrigan calling then for that finish? Looks very eccentric, or at least hanging out around mid.
Because of the door smoke, they foregone this control. The AWP sounds off. That actually helps into an A play a lot. If you know that the AWP is not donut or trained on main, it's almost like an invitation to take those duels with the aimers that you have.
It's going to feel very tense for Yabi and Ryu. Less than 100 health between the two of them. I mean, this nade damage still lingers. A third man on the site, though, and ooh, lost control of that one. Ryu gets nothing. Unable to provide those multis, those necessary multis, and like you highlighted, just being able to avoid this win condition for Astralis in the AWP.
If they had AKs and they instantly, right, they have the angle, okay, you could stop. But as soon as you've lost control of the hose, it's one bullet. Oh, thanks for coming.
And you're static, crouched down, a nice little one bang from the Kalash.
So we'll get to see this util damage come through in a sec, but right now, Yosuke hands 180 at the top. Tessa's at 91. So we'll see whose nades did the most, but it looked bloody brilliant, didn't it?
Doing the nade stack on the round. They start 3 mid as well. Just a little bit of luck on their side.
Astralis are one of these teams who love the full press, right? They really want to contest for that lane control. This is 5 straight rounds on the T side now. This is the map choice of Astralis. Dust 2 coming up next, and if we get to Dust 2, I am going to be quite worried for Astralis. They are on a 4-map losing streak in the last 3 months.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot of red.
Yeah, this is going back to Atlanta, right? So I lost to Legacy, Focus, Heroic, and Mouse. And a couple of these names are not Dust 2 teams. So that's where you get a little bit worried if you're an Astralis fan.
And if you're an Astralis coach as well, you call your last time out if you're Neo.
And you can see where this is headed. It's just a bit of a shame because that patch of 5 at the tail end of the first half, those rounds were quite dominant. They were setting the tone, and now, yeah. Nade damage galore that round.
Will this remain casual? Or will Astralis be able to post a CT round and start a conversation?
And nobody playing aggressive in this side, right? They have block short.
That nearly...
Come on.
Providing an opener through the board. Ryu reeling.
Give him a chance.
3 HP. They'll double up close to try and stop this. Yeah, okay. Ryu blind. Oh, Hoosie turns in. Lovely double. Denied by Tessus for more. Stare present. As is Fozy on the AWP. He might peek off of the back of that. Flash actually catches him. And Monacy catches his emergence. Oh, bell rung. AK better.
Just an MP9 going to walk into Carrigan.
One tap?
In a way.
In a way.
In a way.
In a way. Can't argue with that. Look how much fun they're having. How dare they?
Nico, 19 and 9. Monacy, 17 and 7.
Yeah. That might explain the smiles.
Everything seems to be working right now. That is a horrible way to start the round if you're Ryu. All right, well.
Let's see the other game.
Could very well be the final round of first map in this one. Falcons have come to play here at EWC.
It's a 9-3.
Have you made the same play last round with an MP9?
So it's not much closer. This one. They're both pretty one-sided.
I do like the head-to-head duel. Let's see who gets the better of them this time. Yavi again. Tessus frustrated.
Well, their minigame has been rather entertaining.
I honestly, I do think Yabi's won the minigame.
I can't wait to see the stats after to see the head-to-head. Like how many times those two dueled.
By my count,
what are you giving us?
It's
at least 5.
I think it's 3 to 1 that I remember to Yavi.
All right. Well, through the smoke, Hooksy gets one traded. They're into B. He was the only man there where he could start to pack this one up.
Or Fozy, yeah, that's so ambitious. It still results in a stair trade, though.
And they have the man advantage with the bomb down. So as these smokes will start to fade, there's a chance Astralis can put themselves in a position. But again, Nico, 20 and 9. Monacy, 17 and 7. These are the heaviest hitters to win a 2v3 to win the map.
These two play off each other.
All three through cave.
Oh, damn well. Monacy a power position on the ramp side. Nico. Oh, he's in good form, but he has to get all three. And one tap from Yabi. Nico, look for the transfer there onto the pillar. Both of them grouped up, gets the information, confirms one of their presence. Gonna call the bluff on that one completely. Oh, gets caught with a nade out. Ryu will double swing.
Oh, my. Whew. Aim looking a little bit rocky for Astralis there, wasn't it? The fact that Nico had a chance.
The hang time on that, where he's just gonna showing them. It's like show and tell.
Yeah.
Like, this is my grenade. I got it from home.
How do you like it?
It was $300. I got it in Spawn.
Okay. Monacy bought an AK, then sold back and brought himself an AWP, so plenty of cash for this one.
They got a CT round.
Well, I don't want to start painting the picture yet, but it's an A rush for the finish.
All right. That's so Carrigan-esque for sure. Audible to the donut player. Yabi barking for rotations. And he's down. Sit, says Kioske. Stair one back onto Captain Carrigan. Fight again, double kill for Kioske, finding a long-range engagement towards the CT spawn, and with the bomb now down, Falcons. Oh, Tessus onto Hooksy's a chance, and yeah, they're running out of defenders, running out of bodies, and running out of chances on their map pick of Ancient.
Dust 2 coming up next. Difficult to make a case of seeing this one going 3, but Falcons in hot form.
Oh, Nico through the smoke will close it all down. Nothing the AWPer can do. Fozy was hoping on a prayer. And that's the end of that. All right, first map, Falcons, and it's convincing.
Yeah, great stuff. You want to see Falcons in this form, one of the title contenders. Let's see if they can do it in 2.
Yeah, try as you might, try as you will. It's not going to be enough here on the first map of this one. That's for much is certain. Astralis down 1-0 in what is a best of 3. And so far, so good. Falcons fans can rejoice in the fact that nothing catastrophic has occurred. Things are going the way they're supposed to go after you win the major.
That's a very solid, it's just very solid from Falcons once again. And it's just, it keeps impressing me with how deep their toolbox is when it comes to not only the individual players, but also when it comes to how good they look as a unit. And it just shows time and time again. I think it shows obviously with how they take space and how they take control with each other, but it's also whenever they end up in clutches, whether it's Kyusuke or Tessus, but also just whenever you see Monacy and Nico together in the clutch situation, they just take their time, They're so aware of the majority of the situation that's going to happen towards them, and they just play things at a higher level, and it's just a thing of beauty watching, and it's just incredible to see how Falcons has evolved throughout the last couple of months since Kerrigan joined with how perfect they play most of the situations. And today, not much of a sweat was broken here against the likes of Astralis.
Yanko, would it be fair to say that there for the first part of that first half, Falcons had lived rent-free in Astralis' head?
Yeah, to some extent, they were off to a great start being up 6-1, but, good job from Astralis to win 5 rounds in a row, and they were all gun rounds because Falcons had such a great economy at the time, but in the end, not being able to win the second pistol, not having a good start, and Falcons just playing really well, as Peter pointed out, sort of hitting that flow state, not really making any massive blunders, right? And that's, something that you were used to seeing from Falcons. Even with this iteration of the lineup, you would say, oh, they play up to the level of their opponents, which is great when you play a Vitality or a Spirit or an Na'Vi, but not so great when you go up against a BB team or, potentially a K27 or an Astralis. So the fact that even though it's just the first map, it was Astralis' map pick and they were super convincing in their win is a good sign for the Falcons.
I think it's a convincing fashion that also just stands out to me. Like the fact that regardless of the situation they end up, they take their time and they play the situation accordingly. They just, they seem to be a very well-functioning unit as of right now, and it's a scary look if you're an opponent looking at the Falcons, because this is how the Falcons were supposed to be looking also when the project was started, so the fact that they've just picked up the pace and the way that they can, almost, demolish their opponent, like make them have no chance, that is very impressive.
I think we are right at the position where we can look at some of these rounds. I'm thinking round 6. We can start off the early ones too, because round 6, well, if I remember right, it was already a situation where you lost both pistols. So how did it manifest?
Yeah, talking about that flow state, here's a reset round early on, right? In the first half, Falcons go for that heavy mid opening to take mid control. No one is on A early on. Slower, more passive opening from the side of Astralis with Fuzi being boosted up again. But now you see the rotation in the mid round. 4 players towards B. Nico spams to sort of mask this aggressive play. Again, we talk about what Kerrigan does for Kyosuke. He swings first, so Kyosuke can get all the kills. Tessus pushes Cave at the same time. Now m0NESY with the smoke break, just taking care of business, and that's a super clean round to completely reset the economy of Astralis early on.
And obviously, just looking at round 9 as well, I think it's one of these rounds where I think Astralis did something really great. Like it's the mid control for them that was very important for them, and also the fact that they get Stair into this very forward position. And then it's this fight into the A main that is actually very important. That Ryu, he finds Nico with a very well placed headshot, and you can see like this fake just really pulls all the Falcons player towards the middle, because they need to try and regain this type of information. They want to go out and fight. They want to begin. It's one of the traits that Falcons has really picked up and wanted to be playing around as. If they lose a frag somewhere, they might as well just gather up, get that information, fight it, instead of just playing it up to be random.
Might as well. And we might as well kind of look at the simple fact here that we go to Dust 2 with Astralis starting on CT. Is there some saving grace in that?
They're not out of it yet.
Yeah, okay, that's real. That's real.
And similar with Falcons, Ancient was probably one of their weaker maps, and they put in obviously a lot of work on it during the break, right? And that's something that maybe Astralis couldn't necessarily prepare for well. Now, on the flip side, Dust 2 is a weaker map for Astralis, so that's always something you're going to focus in your off time during practice, right? How do you improve your weaker maps? And maybe they have something in store that could catch Falcons off guard.
I think it's gonna be very difficult, right? I think Dust 2 was that map, and is still the map for Falcons when Kerrigan was brought in. You know, he just have a solid idea how to play it, and he's just shown that ever since. And it's also a map where Nico just gets a lot of freedom, wants to be running around, and then if you pair that up with the aggressiveness of Kyosuke, but also m0NESY, you know, you just, no matter where you're going to turn your attention, you're going to be having a tough time.
One thing that could, beat Falcons is hubris, right? If you get ahead of yourself and, you think the game is already over, that's usually when you can get surprised. And they definitely aren't at a level in which they can, think that way or take anything for granted. So now it's about maintaining discipline and sort of finishing the job here on Dust 2.
But what are the odds exactly if I say Astralis come out swinging a little bit harder than they did in this first map? Because I'm thinking that's a world we live in. Now, is it going to be enough to keep pace and compete with the Falcons in the long run of the entirety of the map? I don't know about that.
It feels like the gap is too big, right? It would have to be one of those underdog stories where you win both pistols, right? Some reset, a clutch early on, right? But it just feels like Falcons are too good at the moment.
Yeah, and I think that's a good place for us to kind of pause what we got going on so that we can go to a break. We can come back. We can jump right back into Falcons Astralis, B Stream's Legacy phase, but that's not what you want to watch, is it? You want to watch over here and see if the Falcons can close this out in 2. And just like you, so do we. We'll be right back after this.
He's taken 2. Lato dead, Art wall banged away, and immediately Legacy left out on their feet.
As rounds are starting to end very, very quickly, emphatically, not even any success on the openings that you could be happy about for Legacy. Smoke fades, wrong time for Nissim, he goes down. And Frozen's even spotted one more towards the B bomb site.
Yeah, Frozen going to go back in for a peek here. Bomb is going to be coming towards Frozen. He's nailed it. No problem whatsoever, and no chance here for Legacy. It's getting absolutely shut down. One-sided today from FaZe.
Very one-sided. Very impressively one-sided as well. Cleaner than I ever would have expected out of FaZe. Really, really cool to see. Legacy, still some work to do. They haven't even been able, we mentioned in the first half, not even able to execute their game plan, it feels like. That's how strong FaZe has been.
We got to see J Bowen pop off, Jacob have a strong performance, Frozen. Strong start to the game, and he's continued that. Dumao has slipped out middle. Twist is going to find him. Surely. Dumao's got to get very lucky on the time in there. He's done very well to anticipate that peak from Jacob and handle it, but using utility while Nichu blinding Dumao. Here comes the last ditch effort again from Legacy. Once again, knocking on the door of this A site. Has not been going well for them because J Bowen has shut up this A site. Nichu's come in with 2 on the rifle, and it's just Lato 1v2. It's a doable clutch with J Bowen low in HP. But you have to look at the 19 health left on Lato. You need to kill Frozen, and he just can't get it done. A 13-6 win coming in from FaZe Clan. We were talking about how strong Legacy looked like on Cash yesterday. FaZe have made them look very average.
Yeah, they really did. That's a disgusting performance out of FaZe right out of the gate. I mean, start to finish. Lovely once they took control. This losing the pistol, winning the second, but then just dominant. Jacob had a great game. I think Twist called a phenomenal.
Welcome to the infamous British game, Chicken in a Box. I'm here with Team Falcons. I got Monesi, I got Kiyosuke, and we've got 2 boxes, but only 1 chicken. I'm going to explain the rules of the game. Kiyosuke is player 1. He gets to open his box, see if there is or is not a chicken in there. Monesi then has to swap the boxes. Kiyosuke's got to convince him to either keep his box or swap the box. You guys understand?
Yes.
The winner gets the chicken. Are we ready? Kiyosuke?
But I'm not looking. Actually, I need to look at you. Wait, nice face. You have chicken? No.
What do you think? You want to swap boxes?
Yeah.
Yeah? What, you don't have a chicken? What's in the box? Nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Maybe chicken.
Maybe chicken.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, you're bluffing. 50-50?
50-50.
What are the odds right now?
100% you have chicken inside.
Why do you say that?
You have chicken inside, 100%. Do you want to swap with me? Boxes or not? I'm fine with it.
Ooh, he's going back. He's double bluffing. Or is he?
Tak, listen. I think you have chicken inside, so I trust my feeling. You have, so I would swap.
Why do you have that feeling? Is it his face? Is it his voice?
Body language.
Yeah?
Sells everything.
Okay. Is he scared?
Maybe a little bit.
What if he's bluffing you right now? How do you know?
He is not bluffing.
He's not?
Yes. I know my teammates.
Very confident, very confident. Anything to say to this?
No.
No?
No.
Right now, it looks like he's going to swap, so you're happy with that. That's what you want, right?
I'm okay with it. Now
He's okay with
now
it?
he's triple bluffing.
He's triple bluffing.
It's first provocation. You have chicken. Give me chicken there.
Are you ready?
Yes. I hope I have to feeling.
Honestly?
I open.
Do us the honors.
Так, братан, and today for my lunch I have chicken. Yes, man. Easy.
And that's it. Monesi wins, as they say in Team Falcons, nicely.
Nice, bratан.
Nice try, Max.
Thank you.
Go next.
That was insane. That he actually knew that he had the chicken. But both these games are just one-sided as ever, as you saw the other one went 12 and 6. So it's like, and I think, wait, did this game also go 12 and 6? I think it did. I don't think they, oh no, they did get it around. I think they only got 1 round though, so this one ended, yes, 13-7. They both go to 13, so I guess 13-6 and 13-7. So, like, wait, is there another, like, Overwatch? Overwatch is gonna start tomorrow, I think, maybe? I don't know. I would assume Overwatch goes tomorrow. And not today. If I had to think Overwatch, actually, they might not even go tomorrow. See if they have a schedule up. They still have no schedule up, so I have no idea when they're gonna be. Well, I guess they could. We could look at their about, I guess, so that I can. Oh, there's actually not even anything in here either. Nope, that's not what I wanted. So the 19th is when we go back into the World Cup stuff. Which is what? Saturday? Friday? The 19th Friday? No, the 19th is on Wednesday. Man, I'm not even off any of these days that these are actually going to be played. Because I go... Oh, yes I am. Yes I am. I'm not off Wednesday, so I'll miss all those. So 19th I'll miss. The 20th I'll miss. And then the 21st I'll be there. The 22nd I'll be there, and the 23rd I'll be there, so I'll miss a couple, but oh. But we'll be back with Overwatch for 3 days at least. This could be really nice.
We were there. For every click, every clutch, every respawn. We were there for the years of grind. And we're here. Now. The proud founding partner of EWC. Powering the biggest event in gaming. Shoulder to shoulder with the world's best. Making history. Greatness deserves a stage. Lenovo Legion. Reach your impossible.
So we're pretty much just on. I meant we're not on.
Well, 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 what do we have here? We've got Falcons in very good form. Understandably so, of course, fresh off of the big win, now up against Astralis for a spot in the playoffs. A little bit different here at EWC, 16 teams make it through to the round of 16. Single elimination playoffs, and a spot for them, I say them, Falcons, if they can convert Dust 2.
Yeah, it's looking likely now. Dust 2 coming up next. Their map choice, the map of the major. They played 5 times. They won it 4 of the 5.
Oh yes, I know my dog wants that now, so that's where I guess the game's back on, so.
A lot of stock in online Counter-Strike, especially at the start of a season. And since Karrigan has joined the roster, Dust 2 is their most played map at 18 times. The next closest being Mirage at 10. And of those 18, well, they've got a 72% win rate. So,
72?
And the fact that Modesty, Nico, and Kioske are all in good form to kick off map number 1, that bodes very well for Falcons coming into map number 2. Modesty and Kioske are the 2 highest rated players over those 18 maps. We'll see if they can be unleashed. We'll also have a bit of an in-game leader T-side kill count watch. Hooksy and Karrigan combined have 1 kill on the T-side so far in this series. Their job is to call the round, not to shoot the people.
For those of you that weren't there, by the way, Chad Sponge Birchall, ex-in-game leader,
yes.
if you'll believe it.
I had plenty of times of botting out. I was quite the expert on botting out.
He's unusually sympathetic to the captains, believe it or not.
No, I get it. It feels real bad.
No, but T-side, you do have to be pulling those strings, and that's Karrigan calling the shots for Falcons.
And if you are going to die, make sure you trade it.
Right. Which Karrigan does a lot of wide swings with Kioske behind him.
Oh, he's that's to be the first man in.
Oh, what? Fozy. Good start. Breaks the neck of Monacy with those dual Berettas, and he's ready to stand and bang. And actually, Hooksy's found himself one onto Nico, no less, who's just had a great ancient to start us off.
Weird standoff here.
It's a very weird standoff here, too. Hang on, he's going to get it.
Yeah? There you go.
Thank you.
It's the TESS 1v5. You've all been waiting for it. Everybody's wanted to see it unfold. One of the greatest rounds of Counter-Strike that you haven't known's happened yet.
Okay.
35. He needs to jump up short. He needs to pick up the bomb. They're running at him short.
Oh, and Fozy's got a smoke. Oh. I know it was already looking pretty unlikely, but that really did seal the deal.
Okay, well,
Hooksy's got 3 kills on the CT side. Not going to go towards our tally, obviously. No. Oh, no, he didn't.
It's only T side we're looking at for the tally. It's Fozy who got the 3
got the 3.
That one, yeah.
My bad. And we'll see that first one. Look at this. 1 bullet.
Speaking of first, that's their first pistol.
Okay.
Gonna be the force for Falcons. I see him with a scout. Pistols for the rest.
Yeah, we got another one on Tess's, by the way. I'm keeping track.
Oh, I forgot. I'll check.
Will ya?
Yeah, I'll focus on that. You focus on this.
Okay, well, it is a full investment. The Falcons not satisfied.
They had 9 head-to-heads over the course of that last map.
Did Yavi win?
Yavi was out 6-3.
Okay. Needed down to the funny number, but sits Yavi down with the scout headshot through the door. Ugh, that's beautiful. Can't really, fault Yavi. I guess. He just clicked real good.
I think you have to gamble now if you're Astralis. Playing 2-2, you hope you can get the necessary output. They're turning this into a B pot with mid to B pressure. So still selling that they are applying a little bit of something over towards A.
The fact that Fozy's here gives me a little hope for Astralis to convert here, even though they are supposed to. I'm gonna take that one back. The Monacy Scout, 2 kills deep. Ryu needs a lot more than that. Wow.
I had X-Ray off for that second fight.
How good was that?
Much better than X-Ray on.
Yeah.
Usually the way it goes.
Crazy. I mean, I know you said it was all floaty analysis, but when you said Falcons are going to win and then read the 5 names on Falcons or the 3 big names on Falcons, I mean, yeah, crazy.
That's the thing with this team, right? Obviously, the output's never been questioned. It's just when Kixon was there, it was, okay, they're lacking this punch to get across the line. Then Karrigan comes in with FaZe flailing. People go, oh, well, this isn't going to do anything. And, the confidence that the team have in Karrigan has now unlocked the individuals.
Yeah.
Into Molly, making sure no one can scuttle in towards lower tunnels without taking a lick of damage. It's going to be the force buy back the other way. This one doesn't have a scout for Fozy. Indoor smoke hasn't quite hit the mark there, so there is a slight gap to work over. For our audio only listeners, 3-man long stack on this force. Rosie patrolling the mid doors and Ryu tasked with bring down B in case they were to come his way. But right now, Falcons congregating on Cat for an easy A ambush.
Posey relays a large amount of bodies crossing Gandalf's side and towards the A site. The long players start to activate, making sure there's no rats in the system lurking long, but on the fade of the smoke, it's an easy pick for Carrigan. He'll take that any day of the week. A kill on the T side, 2 now.
Yeah, because there was no pressure at all when they scaled, they just immediately went back and covered off short, which is going to give them room here in the post plan. And Astralis, they gamble incorrectly.
And this is where, yeah, the cash can really go crazy. You got 2 M4s and a FAMAS out of the second round win. You don't have to reinvest into anything. You're just going to be, you know, getting a nice pile of gold, Smaug style.
And I think that's why we're seeing Astralis go for the save, because otherwise their next round would have nothing to try and contest against this. They'd be going into crossfires and post-plant setups that are already there, and right now they can just go for the double dip. Okay, we gambled incorrectly. We didn't get what we were looking for. Let's try again. Just the one casualty of Fozy. But I think that they really need to start prioritizing getting this guy the AWP as soon as possible, and that's not going to happen for some time now. Saw what impact he was able to have in terms of openers and adding a little bit of energy as Ancient was concerned. Some very good long spawns right now if Falcons want to take the challenge. Always risky to do against the pistol buys. You definitely don't want to smoke long corner if you're doing that against a lighter investment, but looking to take their chances. It's essentially the same start from Astralis. UB, other 3 gravitate towards long. Fozy's job is to patrol the mid to B and call what he hears towards short. So something in the prep, it feels like it's told them, hey, they're going to go back to a late long take after they feign this mid presence, but you could very easily just see them calling the same round. Looking almost exactly the same.
Yeah, almost. This time, though, Fozy has been spotted towards the ramp side. He's done well to hit a headshot there. The first bullet out of his USP. He does put Carrigan down, and he'll find the finish as well. So converted upon it. Bit of damage onto Kioske as well. Tessus as well. Wow, these pistols, they're doing damage. Need to convert, though. 2 walking on up. Stare to bait. Hooksy to try and find something on the 5-7.
Short plant.
Kioske is holding the cross. Flash connects, and so does the bullet. Stare finds the head. There's a double kill. Yavi chips in, all onto the shoulders of Nico. A 1 versus 3 with the short flank coming in quick. Ryu should have this one dead to rights. And on the reload, Nico 2 of the 3.
Oh my god.
He nearly.
My god.
If it's an A4, Chad, he can pivot.
Yeah, he's actually got ammo remaining in that situation. Oh my god, okay. Well, the double dip pays off. That was it a flash from Yabi and a double from Stare?
One hell of a flash,
combination
yeah.
Either way, but that was beautiful on the way back in. The dinks coming from the hit side as well. That one is the real first bad round, I suppose, we've seen from Falcons. But money is not a question.
Let's see this. The long-range headshots as well. Fair play to Stare. Incredible output. Yabi not only flashing, but hitting the frag. And imagine if Nico had a couple more bullets in that mag.
Yeah, that would have been nuts. Okay, Monacy's got the spawn. He's going to go challenge long with the AWP.
Whoops. Posey Aggie mid. Oh, this is feeling a bit scary now for the AWP.
There's support. Abby's just mollied that cat.
A molly into lower, and he is cooked. Instead, oh, he's had his head removed by Nico's AK. You can see a furrowed brow. Communication a mile a minute.
That's the AWP dead. So at this point, as long as you can establish short control, you can just finish A with an execute. Or...
Oh, Hooksy loses his head on what was just a jiggle smoke defense.
Yeah. Sharp shot from Tessus, the unsung hero.
That's his archetype.
Ryu's given up B. Nico could try and lurk in for this. And now waiting for a CT re-aggress, 50 seconds. The net wide. Got everything covered. Obviously with the mid doors, Nico upper tunnels, this long space, short control from Suke as he swings through, spots him out, gets information on one. Nico's going to take the B space. Still plenty of time to bring the bomb back, 30 seconds. But m0NESY heads long, so no, not anymore. Oh, boys. Oh, boys.
Hang on a second. We're getting maybe 2 rounds in a row. Hang on. Nico's flank is everything. m0NESY onto Yavi, perfect. And yeah, they are going to go for the A commit. 20 seconds. They have to hurry this up. Ryu and Stare, both on the A side.
An opportunity to disrupt. What is that? Ryu just goes jumping, trying to react. Gets caught by Tessus. Just Stare trying as hard as he might. 9 seconds on the clock, boys. Where's that bomb? Where's this clutch come from? It's just Stare, and he pulls it off with a USP! A shrug of his shoulders, quad kill total. Falcons fumble.
That's a overcooking of the pooch, I think is the official terminology for that one, right?
Boiled.
Yeah.
It's just a liquid now.
This owner, Nico, just rips off the head. Tessus does the same. The battle back from Stare. Another cross smoke that's leaving a lot to be desired. The clock against them. Nico's desperate. Realistically, in that situation, you know, he should wait for the ramp players to make contact, but thinking he'll just do it himself. And now we'll go 2 consecutive rounds, the 2 worst rounds that Falcons have played in this series so far.
In back-to-back fashion.
So now it's just about the mental, but a timeout taken, a conversation had, a chance to reset.
Yeah, just 2 1v1s in back-to-back.
You know that you've squandered a couple of these opportunities.
What's going on with these cross smokes? It's the same kind of gap as well. Just missed thrown.
Yeah, if people missed it, Aurora versus M80 a little bit earlier today. M80 sent packing. Aurora finding better form than they did day 1. Oh, Stairs doing the geeky. Yeah. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I thought he was doing the no cries.
Yeah,
He just did the standard. Well, they've already won around with very little. It was a force in round number 2 of the game. m0NESY Scout delivering. No Scout this time round. m0NESY with his hands off the mouse and keyboard. Until this one is going to be a slow crawl. You think the Falcons screenshots come back after that one?
They could, actually.
I feel like they should be buried with the major win.
I think that's actually a very fair, yeah. And the fact that, you know, they looked incredibly good on the first map. Just 2 bad rounds is probably not enough for the meme to resurface immediately.
I think we'll be surprised.
True, true. But that's just because they love him, you know? Bang. Jumping into the jaws of Stare. There's that Nico Deagle. Still rocking the blaze with the mouse stickers.
He is looking sharp as hell today. Tell me why they can't win this round, Alex.
I'm struggling to. HooXi. Dangerous game being played. Nico's got his aim locked in. If you swing further, nade down to 56. It's all 3 CT. And
whoa, he hit that! He actually hit that! A flick of the wrist and Yavi's gone. Ryu and HooXi doing their best.
They're chasing Ghost right now. Ryu, you got the kit. You need to get that towards the bomb chief.
Tessus, just live, just live.
Ryu's going to be so late to the party. He's jumping up short. This is an eco victory. This isn't a force fight. This is an eco. That's the Nico Deeg.
What?
The patch of these last, actually 4 of the 6 rounds that we've had played in this half have been absolutely wild.
Oh, DJ, can I see that one again, please? Rewind. Wow, that's one way to shake it off, isn't it? You know, you were like, oh, tilt could be a factor. I think that's a tilt killer. Nice start.
Good.
Wow, the words I'm not allowed to say. Come on, mate. That's beautiful.
Yeah, well, now it's Astralis who are feeling a little bit rocky. Neo's going to take a time out of his own design.
Oh. Come on.
Yeah, that sucks that they lost that round.
I'm so curious how many players. I can only name Tessus and Shiro that are on the black bar still. He is still a black bar enjoyer.
Yes.
Retro.
Bit of a dying breed. Taking a look at what's available for this T-side call. Very good long spawns that Carragher could use. Suke, Arrogant and Tasses. Good position if they want to try and breach out long. Monacy doesn't have a great spawn just to jump down mid immediately, but he can get there pretty quick. See if they want to boost him up. For the CTs, they're the ones who took the timeout. They're working with 2 MP9, so that's probably what they're trying to leverage in this situation. How do we get the most out of that?
Aggressive short line, kept at bay by the flame. Or default here.
Nice not to see Hooksy try and press up closer towards the long doors just to lock it down because he only has an SMG. I suppose he wants to stay in motion because they have gone for a 3-man gamble of the B stack on this lighter investment. Well, I say lighter investment, lighter weaponry. It's a full investment, excuse me. A looks very fragile from what we can see, but the AWP is in a great position to deal with the bomb coming through the long doors.
Crisscross mid smokes. Posey doesn't flinch. He's on the line. Oh, it's a catastrophe. Hooksy just puts his skull in line with the Falcons, and Posey a shake of their head there. God, we're having some fun on Dust 2. Hooksy's trying to laugh it off, and Posey is just, yeah, head in hands. He's in the right place, Chad. He is in the right place. He's in the right line, and Hooksy's cerebellum interrupts.
Okay, well.
Oof.
Oof, indeed.
Oh, have we lost the flash? No, we
Isn't it crazy? That's the opening kill of the round.
Oh, it is.
So Posey technically got an opener.
Yeah, yeah. Put that one in his column.
Someone put him in a green jersey.
Gosh. Mate, that's a bummer.
Ooh, okay, well.
And now they've lost a flash. Like, it's just funny.
Terrorists win.
See if we get that one in super slow-mo. Bonk.
Oh.
Oh. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, mate. I don't know.
Yeah.
Your head just appeared.
You kind of want to leave the room at that point, you know?
You do.
Can I have a bathroom break, please?
Can we just take a timeout?
Can I go to a rage room?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, Eco behind the saves. It was always going to be hard. It feels like they're intentionally making it harder for themselves. This is a nice boost from Ryu.
I like it. That's it, though, right?
I
like
might
we're done.
Be going for a couple.
We're done now. We're done. Like, there's no more of that. No more silly buggers.
I feel like it can get worse though for Astralis.
Yeah.
Imagine one more frustrating moment.
Oh, that would be It would compound. It would compound for sure. I do like the angle. Don't see this every day, but it is obviously susceptible to the mid split,
which is starting to take shape.
Forces a dismount. You're not ready for the double up here. Wait, Hooksy needs to be seen, yeah, and now he needs to die. Can you die? Fake dink.
Yeah, fake dink indeed. Well, an attempt there from Fozy to make some room, get some information. Walks out the long doors, goes down to Monacy. Another opener to the tally.
Oh, they're not in a rush here.
No, remember the last time they had a 5v3?
I do, yeah. Time became a bit of a factor, didn't it?
So, are they able to avoid that same fate? Together, Falcons strong. Up cap.
Stare is deadly. Yosuke sent to bed, and the transfer into Carrigan's head is outrageous. Beautiful aim on display, and Nico can do it too. What a hell of a sequence out of both of them.
They're going to dart to B quickly. Wait. 18 seconds.
Going for a jump shot. They've got to get the bomb across. Nice from Yabi. There's no chance here. Yabi will close it down. There's more. There's more where this came from. Dust 2 injected into my veins. Nico's hitting shots, and that stare transfer is a thing of beauty.
Yeah, this is pure entertainment right now with how these rounds are unfolding.
Oh, wow.
Whoever you think has the advantage is proving they don't. Opening kill. Stare, this was absolutely nutty. Another round of instant impact of triple kill. Making money with Yabi to shut things down. Okay. We go again. Deagle for Nico. Yes, please. AKs for 3 or for Monacy. And Back into the full by Astralis. This looks like they try and go for a relatively early bit of B pressure, whether or not it's the follow through. If they do find what they're looking for, bodies are in the right place. So feigning the default map control. 4 upper tunnels. Arrogant to deal with the rotation. Is there a swing off this? No.
Orb searching.
Is that Singe?
Yeah, okay, that's multiple. For the util belt dump from Yabby. Oh, he's making a move, Mr. Carrigan. And Yabby,
Team
Flash stare caught him. Good trade back. Can he redeem himself? Can they hold on to the B site? Ryu can. Unloads the mag into the smoke.
Rotation's
Stare
here.
at support. Rotation is here, but Nico's Deagle is too, and Kioske just popping 2 heads. Now Ryu, Fozy in combination, puts it onto a clutch from Odyssey, and he should have the first for free. A leg shot from Fozy in this AWP head-to-head.
Gotta get the bomb.
He has. The pressure is on Odyssey to make the next move. Oh, he's hit him. He's actually hit him on the flick through. Now both low, and he swaps out to the M4 to win it out. Swedish sniper prevails in the head-to-head.
Okay, this is a map for Counter-Strike. Sign me up for, let's go back to MR15, can we? This is, I want more of this.
This is insanity. Every round, whatever you think is going to happen, you're wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, this one's
Second timeout surely coming in here. No, it's just an eco. Okay, I thought maybe just take a breath from Falcons. But
and it looks like that Legacy is winning
It
the...
was like Spirit versus Astralis, and it was a Dust 2 game. And I was like, there's absolutely no way in the world Astralis, who I think at the time were pretty bang on average at Dust 2, had any business beating Spirit. They're out smoke. Come on, Hooksy, get your eeks.
Nice double. Kiosk's Glock finishes the job.
No, guys, it's Glocks.
It's fine, it's just Glocks. Ooh. Can't be playing scared versus the starter pistol, and they won't.
Kiosk was having a bit of a laugh there at the end of that one, so the fact that they've been able to get 2 kills is, well, I think the expectation of how first half of Dust 2 is gone, but this is almost 6 rounds. For Astralis on the CT side.
It's a solid haul.
It is a great haul.
I'm just replaying some of the rounds we've witnessed in the first 10.
It's a Spirit result back at EPL. It's like they lost the Legacy phase, Furia. They're getting like dumpstered. Before that, their wins were against 3D Max and Heroic, and then it's like, okay.
But that win, could you check Fozy's kill total? I'm pretty sure he had like...
Well, EPL, he took over, right? Off. Yeah, he did. Right? That was a game where he was going nuts. He had 20 frags in that one.
Yeah, nuts.
Imagine if like you play mid teams on Dust 2 and you lose, but you play some of the absolute best Dust 2 teams in the world with a few, and you, yes, that's what.
We can hang out with these Spirit, Falcons. Those are the games we can win. Still, jovial attitude. Second time out from Zonic, coach of the Falcons.
I just want to put numbers on this so it's not too harsh. 22 times Astralis have played Dust 2 this year.
Yeah.
They've won at 6. Right, so it's they're on a 4-map losing streak.
Right.
This isn't, well, maybe it's starting to get comfortable. They find themselves here, decent chunk. Okay, Falcons, pick yourself up, dust yourself off. Ready to pop out long.
And he will. Kioske forging a path forward, claiming long for himself off the layered flashbangs. It looks like they're going to concede the space.
But now you need some territory elsewhere. Do Ryu and Yabby want to partner up and take upper tunnels? Fozy brought down low, misses the shot there. Box, we don't have long, we don't have short, and you walk in a tunnel straight into Mr. Nico.
That could not have been a more free frag. Ryu not prepared for that to be held. Carrigan wins a head-to-head duel with Yabby. That's valuable.
B defenders.
Okay, wow, pre-fire from Step. A couple of extra bullets.
Fully rotate. Nico should have this one. Tearing the steps. They are long rotation.
I mean, no one B with Ryu dead and Stare mid, so...
And
was it just because the cold as they were
at some point there'll be a glance and maybe into that AWP.
They were
he's counting on.
Is that why they were?
Oh, with the way Stead's been playing, there's no reason he can't win this on his own towards the B side.
Valid. And he's got that AK still, which he's been utilizing so damn well. Hooksy doesn't budge, doesn't give Monacy that pick he wants, and oh, it has pulled Stair away just enough for them to waltz into the B site and get across the doors. He's not there. Should be free for Falcons now for 5.
I don't know if you're getting away with this one here, Stem. Honestly, has the line, he has rerouted, so he sees them evacuating, and that will confirm that, yes, they are no longer fishing, they are definitely saving. Final round coming up next, they only get the 1,400 loss, so a couple of players low on finances. This is the decision that could see them going into the full buy, unless Monacy wants to do something crazy. I think they can just hold the long territory. They don't need to press the issue. So Falcons will stop the streak of 3, the longest streak we've had in this map so far. And that make it just a 1-round game.
Terrorists win.
That's when being an extremity player sucks, is, oh, you expect me to make a move into a lion's den with imperfect information.
Yeah.
It's just... you feel
your
for
hand is forced, yeah.
Someone has to make the play, and you're the one in the most optimal position to do so.
Quotes on that, yeah. But considering the stats you brought to us about Dust 2 for Astralis, this 6 CT round haul...
It's much more competitive than my expectation.
Yeah. Looks like we're going to have Tessa setting up Kioske, take some short space.
So CT's wanting to block the mid to B with that smoke. But we'll see if they want to channel more smokes into that. They still have a couple to work with. Plenty of ways it can be thrown as well. The lurk smoke towards B from Nico. That will keep Ryu and that a Yabi interested. And just turning this into a mid to B split.
Waterfall smoke enables Karrigan to go for like a CT drop, perhaps. Oh, you don't need to worry.
Ahead of your expectation right there.
Stair.
This might pivot them back into A now. They know 2 B defenders, and well, Karrigan's going to do it on his own. So Hooksy, long anchor, short should be open, and this should be 6.
Yeah, forging a path into the side now. No rush. Monacy, actually, yeah, couldn't spot him. Nice use of the HE from Yabi to mask the swing. Results in the loss of the AWPer. Is this really a conversation? Really shouldn't be. Nico's got short on lock. Joske's got CT. They're playing active. Tessa's belt wrong somehow, somewhere. Hooksy from long. They know where he is.
Just too many crossfires they have to break in this one, so Hooksy and Ryu will give it a crack. It's the last round of the half. They're just going to waltz on into what should be their demise. Hooksy gets 1 for the troubles, but Nico and Kisuke deal with it, and that'll be 6-6, all tied up. But quite an entertaining half. I think some people might say Clown Fiesta. I'd say entertainment, right? I know that we're having expectations in these rounds, but when that's subverted, that's where the entertainment spikes.
Well, that's the thing about the circus, Chad. It is rather entertaining.
Yeah.
Wow, 6-6. Let's go. Astralis is Dust 2 up against the Tier 1 teams, and again, putting up a valid fight.
It's just funny when you look at the last 4 opponents of the losses. Legacy, Focus, Heroic, Mouse.
Yeah.
All right, well, Mouse, yeah. They've only just started to, I don't want to say become a Dust 2 team, but look a little bit more comfortable out there. And then before that, your winners against Liquid, it's like, yeah, all right. And that's the ultimate and Shui Liquid too, so. Well, let's see if they can get it done into the Falcons. 1 map to the good, taking Ancient. See it top left of your screen, 13-7 victory on Astralis' pick.
I mean, not forgetting as well, there was an Astralis pistol win in that first half.
That is true, yeah. With the back and forth, I feel that kind of works out in the wash.
Yeah, fair. I mean, considering, yeah, everything that happened in that half, I'm still thinking about Fozy just blowing Hooksy's brain off.
So we had a tech, then they said ready. Then Ryu says keyboard disconnected. He says, I don't know. So I think we're ready.
Okay.
So they know. Look at this CT side double nades. So these to break.
They did this last time though, 6-6, and then they lost
Are they going to be a stack because you've
lost it all.
got a plan based off of the ante?
I also don't think Ryu's going to apply a decoy for no reason. Can't
But
think of
it's
the
been
reason,
so
but he's got one.
weird, back and forth. But I'm entertained. But it looks like the other game is
Back a plant onto beat.
5-4, and it looks like Legacy
Skate to
is winning.
defend.
Oh
He's gonna
no,
try and bait, yeah, okay.
FaZe
Fake
just
look,
won
smoke,
one.
swing.
So it's 5-5.
99. Ryu's face from Yosuke USP.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, their plan appears to be going A, right? Hooksy has the bomb. He's been back at top mid. So they put pressure B. They were hoping for some type of CT reaction. They haven't gotten it. This is the fight.
Posey and Nico having a little skirmish on long doors.
They're up cat with 4.
Nico can run away at any time, right? He can support Carrigan when he needs it. Carrigan's even still got those nades, right?
Yeah.
Got that HE grenade. They'll flash on long, catches Fozy, but the majority of the assault here coming in. That's the nade, and whoa, look at the health. That is brutal. Carrigan finds 2, and they've softened him up nicely. A perfect HE grenade, the timing impeccable. Double out of Nico and Carrigan.
3 out of 4 pistols for the series so far.
That was an insane nade.
No plant means we're going to have an ugly looking force if that's the option Astralis want to go with. They're happy to take the full save again. Could not have been better times, better placed. Absolute perfection there from Carrigan. Usual damage 155 after that one. That will be the full eco. Some of the least exciting rounds, unless you have a scout and your name's Woxic.
Yeah, or Krabeni.
Just going to take a look and use this opportunity we have with a brief moment to look at the Legacy versus FaZe game. They're into their second map. It's Mirage. That's Legacy's choice. Nuke is the third and decider if they need it. Now, that group for FaZe is the same as Falcons, Group B. But you don't need to play out the upper bracket final. You win this and you're in the playoffs. Right. There's no point playing that game. As mid has been farmed, Nico goes down.
We're into the guns.
That didn't make us wait too long, did they? Well, if Astralis do end up losing this series, they'll drop to the lower bracket where they'll play the winner of BB Team and NIP. Xbox smoke and mid doors. So they don't want that to be perforated at all, but there's no Monacy AWP to worry about. Left the bomb in Suicide, which doesn't matter right now, but I don't think that's intentional.
Oh gosh, Nico's in trouble. Oh, it's Hooksy has struggled to profit off of that flash. Nico. He's back in his aim in this one.
Why not, with the series he's having?
11 bullets. Back dump through the smoke.
So really playing for the short control, taking a look at the mini-map, right? That nobody home towards long. They want to pipe back in through short, and this might be well-timed if it's a mid to B. We're going to have a clamp down, a brawl in mid.
And they're going to push through the short side. Hang on a second. Hooksy goes looking. There's another one where that came from, though, and Carrigan's just going wide. Is the whole team doing the dance stare? As always, is capable of providing the necessary multi. Astralis have an advantage, only for a moment. There's Monacy, takes the head off of Yabi. The flash, and can't find a burst onto Fozy. Gets it eventually. And has support now. The supportive cast arrive and they find all the necessary frags. That's clean team play in defense of A from Falcons.
Yeah, beautiful work, right? They were starting to clamp down on that possibility of the mid to B. It worked out for short as well. And then Monacy just standing his ground in the site there. Some steady shooting. As it will need to be a partial now from Astralis. Lost bonus for them, 3,400 into the next. That flash was great. Stare was the only
His
one.
AK spray is so dialed in.
I think Stare is such a gem. All right, some of these top orgs, if they ever start to look for a map control player, I think Stare needs to be towards the top of the list.
That's fair. He's an incredibly talented gentleman. Wow, just a barrage of nades in response to the steps, closed doors.
Okay, so a block mid and a block long simultaneously. They also played anti-B-pop setup. But now as the round will start to settle in, I'm sure we can see the options open for Falcons as well.
I mean, the objective here is just try and avoid that Fozy scout. Don't give him anything. So they might be returning to long, and that's Carrigan's responsibility.
I'll be honest, I forgot to keep count of the T-side kills.
Oh yeah, me too.
That's all right. The stunts will have us covered after. It's all about the calling here. Let's see if Hooksy can call them into a half-by victory.
It's his.
Be traded.
Should be. Body shot would do it, yeah. Honestly though, quick. Very quick. Trying to catch that player. Slipping out short was Hooksy. Caught crab walking.
Two more to find. One long, one short. And, well, long has made the incision.
What?
2v2, well timed on the clamp down.
Ryu, though, has to find this instant headshot onto Kyosuke. You've got Yabi from behind, exposed and brought down by Tessus. Now into the clutch. Ryu, too deep, needs to find himself another.
Bomb's long.
Doesn't have the bomb and just jumps on up. Didn't anticipate Tessus to stick around.
I think in that situation, if I can surprise him, get this kill, I don't have to worry about getting the bomb going for the plant, because with the clock so low, Ryu's decision-making when there's only 10 seconds left is like, well, I have to plant, right? If I fake in this situation and I'm wrong and he allows me to get it down, well then maybe we're running out of time here. So they make it very competitive on the partial buy, but they're running out of opportunities now as it's a 4-round gap. Fozy's AWP in the mix. Let's see if he can be a difference maker. Hooksy with a long corner smoke. Everybody else towards the upper tunnel. So Hooksy feigning that this is at least a bit of long presence. He's got a curious smoke there towards long.
They're going for this, just straight into B. Tessus locked in. Oh, and his AK spray, pretty damn good himself. He was one man on that bomb site. There was no support network close by, and yet Tessus has single-handedly cancelled the plans of Astralis.
Bit of an over-rotation right now.
Carrigan's flanked though. Ooh, and spotted by Fozy's AWP lower tons. Bomb is T-spawn. Carrigan not to know that.
It does mean this gets a bit treacherous for Yabi. He has to be slow.
Nico so calm, ready to collect. Mantles up for this head-to-head versus Hooksy. And Hooksy's bested him this time. Yabi on to Carrigan. We got a 3-on-3. This 5v3 has been turned on its head, back to an equal stead. And oh, it gets better. Yabi blows the head off of Kyosuke. Still need to pick up that bomb. Is Tessus and Monacy going to be hanging out double doors together? Surrounded, in fact, by opponents very close by. Fozy still lower tons on that AWP and caught looking the wrong way. Trade attempt, and they've lost him. Bomb top mid, Hooksy to clutch, or this is Falcons on 11, and Monacy's got him. 5 kills between Tessus and Monacy. A recovery of the recovery. Recovered.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It looks like the last match.
Even competitive, and then they just walk back into them. Yeah. So losing track of one another in this is fantastic.
They get 6 and then they just get ran over when they switch sides.
I thought that they wouldn't, or maybe when the long corner smoke missed by Hooksy and they have full info, that's why I guess they got, yeah, okay, well, they're shoving. But once they got denied entry, it was an escape path out. And just 2 rounds away, locking themselves in for the playoffs. And that's an awful lot of time off. Playoffs don't start until Wednesday next week.
Go see the sites.
Get a lot more time to prac.
The bomb sites, I mean, when you're pracking.
Okay. Done well there.
Thank you.
Well, even though this is an 11-6 scoreline, it has delivered more than an 11-6 scoreline.
It has.
The individuals on display hitting some absolute bangers. Again with the 2-wave door smokes for the cover off. Oh.
That just
spam. Yeah.
Disadvantage, hamstrung. You lost your Bianca. It's going to keep... Oh, sorry, your Bianca, your B-Lurker.
Kind of the same
thing. Same vibe.
Yeah, he's anchoring the upper tunnels.
Yeah. It's the short space that's tantalizing, right? You've got all of that room to line up your exec, what little it will be. It's minimal on the nade front.
Well, Carrigan's talking. He might get caught in the fade.
Yeah, as he backs away.
I can't believe he has just played bold-faced in front of a fading smoke.
And now it's pressure onto Modesty. He can bail himself out for a quick one, but trade from Stare. 3-on-3. Kioske caught by that scout. No trade attempt at all from Nico. Knows he's not able to find that angle. Tessus and Nico to try and find this 2v3. It's doable. Nico's been a sharp shot, and there's another one where that came from. Hooksy, cowering in fear, stands his ground on that Galil. Stare in a great position here. This is a hard crossfire to try and break, but oh my god, he can. Tessus, a smoke and a kit. It is up against Stare though. A safe pair of hands if ever I saw one. Can he defuse from up top? He can.
No,
He's ratting it. He's ratting it. You cheeky rascal. He's gone and done it.
Well, that's all the energy sucked out of the room there for Astralis. One more round and we'll all this one done and dusted. Down to the lower bracket. A couple of days wait before we see Astralis play again. There's the opener. You're going to give me a chance. Guess you guys going to take it. That's what he says in response to that. It's a long go.
Okay, we got some pace there. Nico's here. Damage connects onto two of them. We'll get back and to avoid the tracer from Hooksy's attempt.
Watch Kisuke right now. He's just been flashed through the mid doors. So, look, there could be an upper tunnels lurk, but at the moment, if he pushes up mid, he has the completely pinned towards long.
The whole
Falcons,
squad.
they're not to know that, right? They don't know that there's not a lurk as part of this, but they are actually hedging towards tunnels now to clear it out. Just depends on the timing of when you want to hit the go signal. So block deep for now, but starting to fade. They're boosting over for a sightline as well. Carrigan can re-block this, which would be well timed. Yabby's played through. Problems.
Is he closer than the expectation?
No way.
He actually hit that. 50 HP on Yabby. Now just 2 points of health. Cowering and cleared by Monacy. The dude is locked in. Quick swing. Carrigan gets one and done. Just the 3 of them on long. Trying to breach. Trying to find a way to make Monacy miss a single shot. There's Stare onto Kioske. Tucked on Gandalf. Rosie Carr. Molly will make life miserable. Forced into the fight is Nico. No attempt, or no help rather, from Tessus. Posey takes him down eventually. Now that bomb will go down. Cover from Hooksy as Tessus goes for an ambitious jump. Monacy, is this one winnable? Would have liked to have hit that one. Goose and Ramp, he knows what's up.
He wants to give it a go, but he probably shouldn't. They don't have any loss bonus, but I think for the entertainment factor, I would have liked to just see Monacy go for one of his classic clutches, but that's a round on the T side for Astralis. So there you go. They'll get there first after what was a competitive first half of play. We have a bit of a runaway half here from Falcons. They will concede this one. They will force by behind the AWP most likely.
Terrorists win.
Obviously 50 short of being able to drop an M4. So the Force has been able to get them the saved AWP, a FAMAS, 2 Deegs and an MP9.
Doesn't know about Blue Bin.
I think you saw him.
I think Arrogant has unknowingly just given an avenue in. Surprisingly, they haven't picked up the bomb and brought more over to fortify long. To be a rude shock for Nico.
Oh, my goodness. It's not the cleanest kill. In fact, not a kill at all. Nico gets away with a scrap of health.
So lucky to be alive. Ryu, who got punished with the smoke on it. Physical spam in a previous round. Let's see if he walks in this Monacy AWP trained and at the ready. Bomb bomb is still in T-spawn and starting to transition back towards B. They're hoping that the long pressure acts as a full fake. But two players are about to push through mid doors. Falcons keep on moving.
Yeah, and this could be a very inspired push if they go lower.
Honestly, is going to have two on his... That is quite well timed. 40 seconds. Now they believe it's full long. So it's a little bit unfortunate. Posey spam another flash. They will swing and...
It's just him. It's just him.
Yeah,
He's open.
You're not going to get there in time. I think just save, boys.
Yeah.
That's funny. There's so many chances there where it could have gone either way. But they will get themselves up to 8 rounds. So Falcons have no choice but to hold on to their guns. Tessus will lose his. It's a tough hunt as well, trying to break through those long doors. So I'm sure he's going to go too far to search this one out. It was looking like another cut and dry map here for the Falcons. I think it still will be, but if you reflect, it was a 13-6 over K27. 13-7 on map number 1. Now we're about to find ourselves at 12-8, so getting ever closer.
Terrorists win.
A long spawn on Stare into this one. They are aware that the AWP will be carried through. Sonic has burnt his final timeout, so whether he wants to get involved with a call or give the options for Carrigan to find something. Carrigan ain't saying anything right now. But the conversation coming to its conclusion with the coach.
Yeah, Sonic doesn't want to see this gap get too much more out of control.
Maybe he was worried that they just shove and force all the nades and everything again behind what they had saved.
Yeah.
I think...
Go for that second bite of the cherry.
Yeah, maybe just as well, hey, boys, we've been dominating them. There's been some good Counter-Strike, but let's just get it done and not get in a hot position. Stay with this long spawn. Ryu's lining up insta mid.
Gonna have Carrigan with just a Desert Eagle on long. Straight out for Stare. Unscathed by the nade. Monacy trying to be disruptive. They're coming his way and he's missed the shot. Uncharacteristic miss, but with Kiosuke's trade, lower tunnels, Occupado. Not the Deagle headshot you were hoping for, but Kiosuke keeping it competitive. Yuxi removes Tessus, got blocked in the smoke, and he hears Kiosuke, knows Kiosuke's around those lower tons.
Well, the two of them should be able to clear him out because he has to be here.
This is the distraction.
It couldn't have gone anywhere, so they should be able to deal with him, whether or not they do it cleanly.
Oh, he thinks he's lost him in the smoke. He's actually closed doors. And that's the horrible end to the round. For Kiosuke, good output on the FAMAS, but brought nicely by Hooksy to a close. 3 kills from the captain of Astralis.
And 3 consecutive rounds now, so going to be 3 more. We want to go to overtime. Honestly, will not have an AWP to contest in this, so you can understand the opening gambit. They're playing aggressive lower, right? He's up on short. Together they're able to, or should be able to lock this down, but missing the shot. Still believing. The Danes. Well, Hooksy gonna sell long again. Just throw a smoke. Throw a couple of flashes and try and breach through the smoke. Trying this B-pop once more. Last time around, Tessa single-handedly shut them down.
This time he's got company, he's got some help. Kiosuke, just the one. Trade from Ryu. Tessa's trying to delay as long as he can. Knows the molly's imminent. So is the spam.
Nico might creep
so
through
is
this.
The nade. Holding on as best he can. Yabi finds him. Nico caught emerging from the smoke. It's a lovely double out of Yabi. That should be round ending, and Carrigan's a dead man. Running lackadaisical into the crosshair of Hooksy.
Yeah, that looks a little bit ugly there at the end, doesn't it? I like the play from Nico, though. Tries to creep in, capitalize, but some sharp shooting puts him down. The double digits accrued. 2,900 is the loss, so it's going to be, unfortunately, partial into full.
Right.
We'll see. Wants to retain this M4. Now they know exactly where he is. They can start to deal with him. And Hooksy could have him from the back lines. Will do. Board wiped. Can be some upgrades here. I think Monacy needs to make sure he retains enough cash for the AWP. That should be his priority. For the rest of them, can be a little bit hungrier with their investments.
Let's see this one.
From Yabi, yeah. Just saw him creeping through the smoke. It's a couple of digs, a couple of 5.7s, and an MP9 to give it a look in. Knowing Falcons, they'll win this one.
Spamming flashes and actually getting a body out as well. Ryu's got full long. Once he's going for a walkabout. Here's Hoopsy top mid.
Yeah, that flash does nothing.
Just falls away in time.
He's committed, and they get chased.
Pushing it down. Oh, Stair's been overwhelmed. That's a huge opening kill for the Falcons. Puts a rifle as well into the enemy hands for Astralis. Now Hooksy getting overwhelmed. They're running at him. They're just going to bring him the fight. He needs help. He's begging for backup. A deagle to the face. Carrigan up close. Just one on this ramp. It could be round. Overlooks Ryu mantling up from the other side. Smoke on the short side and a great nade on the Kioske MP9.
Gonna try 3-3 CT.
Whoa. Not typically the recipe for success.
And they have to get a wiggle on. There's no kit.
Could be one hell of a recovery.
Definitely give this one a look. Next round's the full buy.
Yeah.
That's the last of regulation.
And that AK on Tessus, he might find Yabi here. Doesn't quite nail it. Nice from Ryu. Super output. Triple kill. We do see every single round of regulation after all.
Okay, they're so lucky there that Fozy's able to clip himself through long before that swarm of CTs charges up and hunts him down.
That was terrifying for Stair. Just seeing these people, these two CTs.
There's a guy short, there's 3 putting up, but that was absolutely insane. Just throwing bodies on the line.
That must have been terrible.
Yeah, as soon as I saw Hooksy transition green box, I'm like, oh no. You have just invited the horde. All right, Fozy, aggressive, scuttles a HE.
5 consecutive shots. Will they find that 6th and take us to overtime? Buy themselves some respite. Yabi's out behind the long smoke. Eats the flash. Carrigan. Oh, he can't convert. A golden opportunity for first blood there. Squandered, sidelined the captain of Falcons. Full tons info thanks to Kioske's push. Nico exchanges block smokes with the cross.
The fact that Yabi has the AWP because of Bogdan's Law here, we'll see that becomes a factor late. Mollied, creeping up behind the block smoke. Lots of utility though. Take a look. The CT still with a lot of nades here. Is it to disrupt the cross? Is it to stop the plan?
Monacy's holding that cross and he books him. Fozy, sideline, back to the 4-on-4. Yabi low, don't forget. Monacy's still got that cross and they've still got their nades. Cross the ramp, bomb on the back of Stair. Pressure amplified now. All to play for. Hooksy blind. Tessa swings on through. Just the one. Ryu trades. It's a headshot. Nice from Monacy. Just keeps racking him up side by side with Nico. And Yabi, that low HP, will haunt him. The 24th round of play. 5 consecutive from Astralis, but in that last chance saloon before overtime, Falcons look to have done it. Oh, Yabi won on the swing from Kioske. Has he overcooked there?
He's able to pick up the bomb now. Might be able to get it down. This would be some clutch. Pulls off a shot. They're rerouting. CT and long will be the avenues of assault.
Well, they divide and look to conquer. Monacy, CT approach. Nico coming in from long. Could catch Yabi. Look at the wrong way. Hasn't spotted, hasn't exposed himself either. On this peak, ready for Nico's approach. And he spotted the shadow, has the info on the long player. Wondering about number 2. Where's Monacy? He's right there. On the ramp, missed shot, overwhelmed. Nico finds it. Falcons are off to the playoffs.
Yeah, Zonic happy with that one. It got damn close towards the end, but they get it done in regulation. The best of 1, the best of 3, light work, the reigning major champs in the playoffs here at the Esports World Cup 2026.
Yeah, and that's not the end of the road there for Astralis, but clearly for the Falcons in a commanding position throughout the majority of this series, and what has otherwise been a pretty good show of force for them. All things considered, the Falcons, that is, agree.
I'd say that, you know, Astralis, they followed too, so they have to bring it back. And, you know, when you don't win any pistols on the side of Astralis, you know, it is just going to be tough regardless of the result. And I mean, like, I gotta give a little bit of hit to Astralis. I think they pulled off some really good things, specifically in the later stage of this on the T half. That's why they brought the heat back, right? But the Falcons, I mean, if they look at themselves, they're probably going to be too happy about this Dust 2. I don't think they played it as well as they wanted to. There were some of those very iconic situations, the 3v5s that did fumble for them. But, Astralis capitalized, but they couldn't make it work in the end.
Yeah, I think we saw some of what we discussed coming into Dust 2, right? Like that, what could beat Falcons were maybe not Astralis, but Falcons themselves. And we did see a couple of rounds that brought back the bad old days, perhaps in their heads. Some radar rounds in there, getting a little bit too ahead of themselves, trying to finish the rounds too early. But eventually they were able to pull themselves back together, and in that final round, close out the series.
But definitely made it as close as they possibly could. Now, I do see what you're saying. There's like remnants of G2 somewhere around here. I'm not sure why that's the case, but there might be the case for the side of Falcons, who sometimes take a little while to figure out the problem in the server.
Yeah, well, thank God for their superstars, because if they have these rounds, which they've always been notorious for having, it's good that you have such a good players that, that can pull them away and pull them out of those sticky situations. And I also just want to give a little bit of credit to Nico, imagine being in Falcons and having your, let's just put it there, that Nico is actually the third star of this lineup, imagine having such a massive player in your third star role, when the kids in Kisuke and Monesi doesn't show up, he's definitely the one to do it. So, it's a star-studded roster that despite all these mistakes that they do seem to be pulling up from time and time again, they managed to pull it back by just being better than your opponents.
And reading the room is something they've done right here excellently today. I'm talking about the side of Falcons. Just another testament to the sort of Karagorn, the school of Karagorn, I think is what Twist called it. Is that right?
Yeah, for sure. Saw a lot of good things from them. Right, it was on Dust 2, mostly where you saw some of those mistakes, rounds with advantages being lost, perhaps, but speaks to their strength that despite rounds like that, they're still able to close out the series 2-0. Another great series from them in terms of pistol rounds. That was one of the big pros they had over at the major too.
True.
Kyosuke and Monesi were 2 out of the 3 best pistol round players at the major. So that continues here at EWC, and Falcons in the playoffs.
Let's do this then. Let's go ahead and round this off the proper way. We've got Nico standing by with Frey.
Indeed, Trace. I do indeed have Nico here. Congratulations, first of all, making it through to playoffs. I'll hold the phone on Dust 2 just for a moment. I want to go back to Ancient. Great T-side for you. Started off with you getting a nice 2v3 with the Julie. You're trying to bring the Julie meta back?
Yeah, I mean, I think when I saw that there's dualies in the back of the site, and I just was like, I have to stay side with it, and I can just peek left and right all the time. And I just used the opportunity. But yeah, it was a good map overall for us. I think we expected them to pick Ancient. We prepped very well, and I think we were on point today, apart from the second half on Dust.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. Very chaotic, very entertaining map of Dust 2. A bit of a weird one because Astralis didn't have such a great record on it, ended up getting pretty close. Tell me about that second half from your perspective.
Yeah, I think we just relaxed a little bit. We tried to close out the rounds a bit too fast. Communication was hectic and so on. So I would say they did some decent calls, but I think we relaxed.
They might actually have won the second map.
Overtime, which is something you want to always avoid, right? But overall, the win is the most important. I'm really happy with how we played today and how we approached the game. So securing the playoffs was bare minimum, I would say, and I'm just happy that we are kind of slowly improving as well. I felt like we played actually better than yesterday, so really happy so far.
Now you get, I think, 6 days off until the playoffs begin. What are you up to? I'm sure, I see a lot of fans here. I'm sure you've got other obligations going on as well, but what are you guys going to be up to before the playoffs?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's not often we get, 6 days off at the event. We're obviously going to try to practice as much as we can, but also make sure that we come in rested for the playoffs, because it can be a long playoffs as well, 4 games, hopefully. Probably some media obligations, fans as well. There's a lot of people coming around, so I'm not really sure what they have for us, but we're going to try to prepare as much as we can for the playoffs, and yeah.
Obviously, we can't overstate how important it is when we're looking at EWC, when we're looking at the club championships as well. Falcons currently, I believe, if I'm correct, in second place in that club champs. Very important for you, obviously, to try and get a trophy here, to push it into first place. How much pressure does that put on your shoulders, knowing how much this means to your organization too?
We know how much it means to the Falcons, not only Falcons, but to all organizations that are fighting for the first place, second and third as well. It's a lot of money, and I would say this year definitely the EWC feels the biggest. I think it's a great event so far. Seeing so many teams competing, so many players, it's really great for the game. It's very nice to see. As for ourselves, we were in a bit different situation last year. They kind of secured the first spot almost after we won our first game. I think now we have to help them a little bit too much, but we will do our best. Obviously, we wanna repay them as well for making this team possible as well. We kind of won the major now, but now it's about returning that to them as well and trying to win this championship.
I don't know whether the cameras can see just how many people are waiting, hopefully, to get your signature after this. But do you want to say anything to them? Obviously, they'll hopefully be joining us on the slightly bigger stage when we hit the playoffs.
Yeah, thank you all guys for coming. Thank you for the support. I hope that you enjoyed the game. We tried to make it a bit too exciting, and I hope to see you for the playoffs in even more people to come, and I hope that you enjoyed the whole venue.
Very entertaining form, as always, from Falcons, secures them a spot in the playoffs.
The Falcons, not necessarily the dirty birds, but they get it done, right? I mean, we're not in Atlanta. We're pretty far from it. Falcons have definitely found flight and puts them right where they need to be.
Yeah, we were talking about this tournament, for all the contenders, really the likes of Falcons, Vitality, Spirit, Navi to some extent too, looking to bounce back, right? For the teams outside of Navi, a slow start to the season. So Falcons doing it in a clean manner, I think is going to feel good, definitely.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just with 6 days off now, you also get to, iron out some of those mistakes that you've maybe already pulled off, and there's definitely a couple of mistakes that need to be looking at when it comes to this specific game.
Is there anything that you really just want to jump into? Or?
No, round 5 could be one of those where the rounds that we've been talking about previously, right? It is, they are very methodical at clearing out a space. Nico does find Fuziam, which then sets up Tessus to go out long because he knows there's no out to be fighting. But this is where it gets a bit dicey, right? I mean, the idea here is fine with the flash to try and get more info on Catwalk, but initially it just gets one by one. Kerrigan also with the smoke that's a bit off, decides to go for this peak, and they almost salvage it, but then you also gotta be looking on the bright side for Astralis. Start with, let's just put it out there, a very heroic moment here to actually salvage this round in such a very impressive manner with picking up a triple clear, which he's not supposed to be doing. And then, as we talked about, the stars of Falcons could just win rounds by just purchasing deagles. And that is just exactly what Nico does here with 2 blunders of headshots and also m0NESY buying in. So it is really the contrast of that they can play really poor Counter-Strike or make bad decisions, but then they will be bailed out by the individuals.
And that's because sometimes Nico does, sometimes Nico doesn't. And in this motion, the next round, he actually goes nuclear with 6.
He's been doesing a lot more than doesn't.
It's very true. Lately,
in recent
specifically.
Time. Yeah, but I think it's like the Nico even mentioned some of these rounds, especially those in the second half, right? Them trying to end the game too early. And communication not being on point, guys maybe just doing something without telling their teammates, without trying to play together, and that's when things can go wrong. That's when you can get punished and stare with another great map, despite, the loss. I think definitely showing why we hold them in such high regard.
So how long, and you can go ahead and answer this if you'd like there, Dupree, how long until we see him in an Aurora jersey or something?
Well, maybe like 3 months if well, it might be, if Aurora is interested in picking up, that has to be maybe instead of he's a map control player after all, right? So
these games are
puts up, let's just like a valid effort to keep
I've heard missed the thing. I just like watching G2 play, but I'm so tired that I couldn't watch the full
He's one of the sole reasons to why they were even close to winning this
thing this morning.
Is a good shout trace.
So then I slept and then got up for stream.
I mean, if you got to use it in your podcast, whatever, like, I totally get it. But again, this isn't the end of the run here for Astralis by any stretch. It's just now that the Falcons have ushered their way through the playoffs, the Astralis have to do it again. They have to try again.
Yeah, they're playing the winner of NIP and the
know,
BB team,
back
which
again.
in its own right could be